Well, hello, everyone. It is time for another KFLive, to be exact, number 97. That is right, 97. That means I think it's January 30th will be KFLive number 100. Hello. Say hello to Ren and Stimpy, Powder Toast Man, Log TV, Choo Choo, Charlie Brown, and Gimli, and me, and you, and everybody else, and let's get started. The chat is already bumping. We got Mr. David Iverson, channel member. We've got Alice's paracord. Very cool. Mike Curtis, channel member. Crispy Critter. Yeah, let's go, man. Exactly. Let's see. We got Will B, another channel member. Sobix. Hey, buddy. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well, brother. Michael Morgan, another channel member. Very good. Love it. Love it. Who am I missing, man? Come on, Casey. Don't miss anybody. Let's see. I know it says there's 19 in here, and I have not listed 19 people. Nah, I was ready, so I figured there's Bluminati's here. Hello, and he's already hitting the super chats. $5 from Mr. Bluminati. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you so much. Oh, yes, sir. Be up. DSKFS. There is Yo, Dalika salute. Everybody give him some love. Down in the chat, Tim B is here, of course. I saw Tim early on and said hello to him. Good to see you, Tim. I got my Lucy pulling out the football from Charlie Brown Cup tonight. Yeah, I know it's a Halloween Cup, but whatever, or Thanksgiving or whatever. Got the Tazo Wild Sweet Orange. Mike Reese is here. Freak Show is here. Ooh, that's too hot. Knife Inquisitor. Hello, sir. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, I love that mug, man. Scarlett always tries to put it away because it's like a fall mug, but I'm like, no. It ends up getting rotated out at some point, and it'll come back. Hey, Ground Fog, what is going on, man? Good to see you as well. Jay Richard, what is good? Rusty Knife Lover. Yeah. I like I said, I always have this goal to get off of here by 9:30 because I've got stuff to do before I go to bed, and I don't like to stay up ridiculously late. So I try to start a little bit early if I can, so that I can try to convince myself that I've done enough, and I got to get off of here by 9:30. I got to turn this on. I got to have the light on back here. All right, there we go. Now I feel like I'm ready to go. Now, let's see. Brandon Sutton, hello, sir. Good to have you here now. Ben from Jack Wolf Knives is going to join me probably close to 8 o'clock. And I never got a response from my buddy Backpack B. That guy burns the candle at like 12 ends. So who knows if he's going to have time to come or not, but let's hope he does. Yeah. I appreciate that, Mr. Morgan. I appreciate it. You don't have to give in to peer pressure. You can just be nice all the time. No, probably not. Let's see. I think I got everybody that I've seen, I think. If I haven't, I apologize. Say something and I'll yell at you. And guys, if you did not see, Alice's paracord hit 1,000 followers over on Instagram, and that means she's giving away opinion, and I don't even remember all kinds of stuff. And so check her out. So yeah, and she's got a prize for international peeps as well. So that's great. Good job, Alice. So everybody go check her out on the gram. Hey, Uncle Kenny, what is going on, man? Good to have you here. Mrs. C. Charlie Brown there in the chat. Very cool. Gotta love some Charlie Brown. I'm gonna plug my phone in because it's almost dead. CB, hey, man. Oh, you're okay to lurk, man. Well, you can make some humorous comments as well if you'd like. I mean, we don't have to be the only ones making humorous comments. You're welcome to make humorous comments as well. Michael Morgan, you need to get with the times and get on Instagram. Hey, Bama, what is going on, buddy? Bama Ninja in the house. Very cool. Yeah, I did, Uncle Kenny. So some of those Kershaw knives look really good. Everybody told me they were going to drop like 4 or 5 designs from ZT today. There was one, and it was a fixed blade. I was all excited to see what ZT was going to drop, but the Kershaws do look pretty cool. I'm impressed that they're trying to step it up a little bit, and we'll see what they look like. And if I can get a hold of one or two in here. Pretty Fly. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Very, very good. Man, there is a little bit of everyone in the house. So I want to talk about the elephant in the room over here. If you guys haven't seen my shorts the last few days and my unboxing, Andrew Hobbard sent a couple knives in. I bought some knives, and then some were sent here from Kubi. Tori Casey sent a bunch of knives that I'll be giving away at some point. Yeah, just crazy. And this isn't all of them either that Tori sent. There's more. I put some of them in this drawer over here. I'll get these out. Maybe I'll show all of them in a little bit here. But some of these will be given away. Some of them, I don't know. I haven't figured everything out yet. But wow. DSKFS for real, man. G-Ball is in the house. What's going on, G-Ball? Good to see you, my friend, the man that is live on YouTube every 2.5 minutes. No, just kidding. Nope. But yeah, good to have everybody. Thank you, all the channel members and the Patreon supporters in the house. I left that drawer wide open. There we go. And so really thankful for all. Hey, there's Tim S. Very cool. Hello, Tim S. And of course, the Tim S sighting always reminds me to tell you guys, Olight's got a sale starting tomorrow night. Don't forget to use my link down in the description. It helps the channel. We've talked about that. I already got in there and ordered my Rubato 3. Tim gave me an early access pass, so I was able to get that. Max Ace Vortex, huh? I've got a knife called the Vortex coming out, Chad. What the heck are they doing? That's probably the next one after the Microburst. I don't want to rename it. What are they doing? All right, fine. Maybe I'll call mine the Spinning Vortex of Doom. No, I don't know. Just kidding. But good to have you here, Chad. Thank you for that. Man, I'm the weather guy. Vortex is okay, fine. What are you supposed to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Blaze Burger is in the house. Good to see you. Well, Uncle Kenny, you will have your chance. There are still Tempest pinions available on the website. They're all the G10. I still have a couple of my Carter up here. I might put back up in a few days, but I'm still going through all of them, and I want to make sure that I'm not shortchanging myself on the warranty side of things. But the Tempest Microburst pre-order is set for the 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern time. The smooth sided scales will be what we're going with, but I don't have those. They're out with reviewers. Matter of fact, Metal Complex's unboxing video goes live tomorrow, so please check that out. But there you go. These guys, the black wash version with the black hardware, stonewash version with the silver hardware. They'll have the ability to swap the clip on both sides. You have a wire clip. They do fit the Lynch Northwest clips, and these are going to be priced at $89 on TempestKnives.com pre-order. Now, I just want to say something. People ask me about pre-orders all the time. Okay. Obviously I've sold quite a few pinions, but I still have quite a few left, and I'm not in a position to just pull the trigger and pay for the whole order of Microbursts by myself. I'm just not. And that may be a while before I'm able to do, especially only doing maybe 2 or 3 knives a year. It's going to take me a while to get there. So the pre-order is the way it gets funded. If you guys jump in on the pre-order, then it supports me and it gives me the ability to place the order and move forward. Now, I have some put aside to help get us to the order, obviously, but I still need quite a bit of help. So that's why we're doing a pre-order, and hopefully it gets funded and gets rolling. There will be a 2-pack. A lot of people have asked me, not a 3-pack, because there's only going to be 2 versions. There'll be a 2-pack, and the 2-packs will be $5 off per knife, so $10 off total. I think it's $269, $267. Anyway, $260 something. And for $30, you can get a set of the milled scales. These milled looking scales right here will be $30 a pair. I challenge you to find anybody else selling scale sets for $30 a set, especially contoured micarta. You're not going to find it. So just trying. I got a comment from a reviewer today that they just couldn't believe how low I'm selling the knife. But that's just, I'm trying to keep it under $100. That's what I'm doing. I am cutting my margins slim like I did on the pinion. But that's what I want to do. I want to get the knives out there as low as I can to you guys and be as good about your money and my money as I can. So that's what you're going to get from me. Got my titanium mash today and the tuxedo arrives tomorrow. Okay, very good. Cemetery, welcome, by the way. Buy all three. There's only 2 versions. Rusty, Tim B, you can't buy 3 if there's only 2 versions. Hey, the scales are $30, man. What do you mean save on the scales? Oh, you're saying, oh, I got what you're saying, but I'm not selling those that way. So, hey, Jason Bird, what is going on, man? What does he say? He says, what's up? Much love. Good to see you and be up for sure. And our friend right over there, Choo Choo, says be up. Can you see him? There you go. There you go. There's Choo Choo. Very cool. Hey, Andrew Hobbert, another channel member. Keith the Knife Freak. Brashear Beer. Hello, sir. Man, there are 46 folks in here. Now, like I said, Ben from Jack Wolf is going to be joining us here in a little bit. And I don't know about our buddy Backpack, whether he's going to be here tonight. That is a busy dude, man. But very cool. We do have a really nice giveaway at the end, closer to 9:30 tonight, thanks to a viewer who's already in the chat. And we'll see what that is when we get closer to it. But it's a really cool one. Hey, EDC and Lace, welcome, young lady. And let's see. Am I getting everybody? I hope so. Hey, Dave Willis, excuse me. Good to see you here. All right. So, guys, we're going to give it about another 2 minutes here, and then we're going to do a pocket check. The channel, thanks to everyone. If you're new in here, thank you for jumping on board. There were several new subscribers that said they were going to try to be here tonight. We're sitting at 7,464 subscribers, which is just blowing my mind. I am, just humbled and excited for the growth. It's crazy, and I appreciate you guys. Heretic Magnicut Manticore. Oh, wow. Okay, Uncle Kenny. That's a neat one, man. Mrs. C, it's wild sweet orange tea from Tazo. It's decaffeinated tea. So this late at night, I don't drink a bunch of caffeine, but that's just me. It's not late, but you know what I mean. All right, let's see. Running late, guy. Well, you're not late, Joe. I started early, Joe. I usually don't start for 5 more minutes. So, Cemetery, if that happens, I will come back and go, you called it, because that's a long ways from now, man. I'm not even at 8K yet. Hey, Knife Nut 69, the Noise Inquisitor. Yeah, it's good, Mike. It's I don't even know how to describe it. It's yeah. It's like orange. What's the lemongrass and orange peel, and I don't know. It's one I like for sure. And then I've also got a orange LaCroix over here, which means if I make it through the 2 hours without having to get out of here and use the restroom, you guys will be shocked. Yep. Oh, very cool. Very cool, Cemetery. I hope you're right, man. All right, so let's go ahead and see what everyone is carrying. You know, I'll get behind and I'll screw something up, but let's try it and see how I do and how badly I mess it up. So it's always a good part of the whole thing. Keith says, join the pit crew and be cool. And he's absolutely right. That's the only way to be cool, is if you're part of the pit. No, I'm kidding. Hey, Mark Mole. I just feel the knives fast, juices flowing, because when I carry opinion, you usually wind up streaming. There you go. That's awesome. I stream a lot though. All right, Rusty's got a Bear Hanks Voodoo Hank, Essie Azula 2, Rough Rider Reserve 17 Barlow, Savivi Riffle, Kaiser Roach, and Mike Reese says, let's get G-Ball. Guys, go check out G-Ball if you're not following him. For sure. Get him to 1,000. Baby B for Mrs. C. Very cool. Hello, Matthew Russell. Good to see you. Tucson TS 300 Pandemic Titanium and 14C for Michael Morgan. Very cool. Okay, I messed that up. Blue Pinion Case Peanut Classic SD for Mike Curtis. Savivi Odd 22 and a Kubi KU324 for David Helka. Very cool. Awesome, David. Good stuff. Manix 2 and the Pinion for Mark Mole. Awesome. AD20 Gray G10, AD20S Black G10, AD20 0.5 Shark's Foot in Gray Grivery. All that for our friend Andrew Hobbard, who is the first one that's going to run off my screen here. So give me a second. I don't like you, computer. I don't like you either, Casey. Okay. Uncle Kenny carried the AD 20.5 with the original GOAT until I got the mail in. Then I have this heretic in hand ever since. Yes, sir. Very cool. Kaiser Assassin XL and a mini Towser button lock for from Vu fam for our friend Mike Reese, who just also went off my screen. All right. Mike, I just said, no, that's not. Devo Growler for Matthew Russell. Very cool. BRK Mini Aurora for Dissentient, another channel member. Matthew Russell is as well. Jay Richard carrying my Hogue Counter Strike and Magna Cut. And my card opinion. Awesome, Jay Richard. Thank you, brother. Blue Pinion, Microtech UTX 70 Hellhound, Baby B, Victorinox Alox Pioneer X, CRKT Minimalist Buoy on the belt. All that for David Iverson. Thank you, David. Modded out Maximet Para 3 for Knife Nut 69. Wow, I hate you, computer. Well, I got to find where I was. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Carrying the Max Ace Black Mirror at the moment for Blaze Burger. That is an awesome one. Mash and Manix 2 for Cemetery Gates. Olight Warrior Mini 2, Vosti Raccoon, Open Pro Finch Drifter, and the O-Knife Oticle 2 Mini Oticle. I like that name. That's fun. Devo Mash, Tempest Pinion. All right, another Pinion, Victorinox Classic SD. Green Fish Lure Edition. Very cool. And Olight Carbon Fiber i3T and Refine EP1 for Tim B. Arcane Design Plexus, Aquamarine Hogue X1 Microflip, Paisley Hell of a Hanks, Tactical Bracelet by Erica Garza. All that for Alice. Very cool. F5.5 Stormtrooper for Drink Water. Devo Growler, Kubi Royal, Pinion all day at work. Awesome. Mash was waiting for me when I got on. Oh, very cool, Jason. I hope you're liking it. There's your G-Ball Vision link there. It's off my screen, so I can't share it, but Keith put it in the chat. On my way home, got my Rat 1 for Darren Zillish. Man, I always am afraid I'm messing that up, Darren. Knife Inquisitor, Papa Bear Knives, MPT, Mike's Poking Tool, Fixed Blade. EDC and Lace, Rex 121, Little EDC Fixed Blade, and a 15V Manix 2. Wow, good steal there for you. Brian Brown Raptor V2 for Mid-Missouri. Hello, Craig. Let's see. Kershaw Blur, Blue Anno, Baby Banter, Phoenix LD30 for Joe Kasparek. XM18 and a Nimble V2 for Demonoc. And it jumped. Why? Why must you torture me? Oh my goodness, come on. All right, I'm trying to find where I was, guys. All right, there we go. Black My Card Opinion. Oh, Growler, Escort, and Azula on the neck for Bama Ninja. Might have an Escort sitting over here. I'm stuck at home sick. Grimsman Horseman, Spider Chromatics 2 and 15V with Tarot Tough Scales. And flipping my Ferrum Forge Aluris, is that right? Which just came in today for Will B. Hey, drink water. Okay. Let's see. Buck 110 circa mid-90s for Bashir Beer. Very cool, man. I like that. Benchmade Anthem with BGM Regrind. Blue G10 Pinion. All right. Benny's Clip, Venom Jack, Forest, Freak Show Hank, Olight, i5R, Leatherman, Charge Plus, Login Jotter Notebook, and multiple tactile turn pins, all for Freak Show. Thank you, buddy. Another channel member. Drink water again. Okay. Well, I got tea. All right. 15 minutes till Olight. Okay, Mike Reese. Very cool. Right now, I have the QSP Penguin Plus and Mini G Titanium in Mini. Okay. And Kaiser Towser K, Olight Opry, Olight i3E EOS, and Alpaca Pouch. Black My Card Opinion, another one. Yeah, man. Olight i3T EOS, Chuck Richards Mini Pry, and a Dolica, and a Parker Jotter. All that for Keith, the amazing knife freak. Oh, Knife Nut's got to get home. There's a Ironwood Chernobyl ant sitting at his house. Shane Corson, hello. Tucson TS253 Mini Fixie PM2 in Crew Carta. That is for Dan B. All right, I got all those. Hey, Rob Nice, what is going on, my friend? Aberdeen, welcome, welcome. All right, I caught up with that. Benchmade Contigo for someone who flew off my screen. Really, right as I was ready. CB, cool. All right. I think I'm catching up here. Nope, that's not one. All right, Black Kaiser Mini Paragon, Black Kaiser Baby, 80 20.5 with brass scales, Kaiser Mini Sheepdog, double detent, Rosecraft Pocket Monster, Devo Growler, Devo Stout, Copper Foil Carbon Fiber, my card opinion, and Top Dog Hank, all that for Bluminati. Holy, lots of pockets, brother. Finally got my Finch Reciprocity in title for a week now. Love this knife, says Jay. Good, Jay. Awesome, man. I love that knife. Casey, if you know, I haven't seen a Jutland yet. Those look really cool. Unfortunately, yeah, it's hard to get everything in here. I think I got everybody. Hey, Gerbs, welcome, guys. There are 75 of you in here already. How about that? Oh, stuck at work. I hope not for too long. Knife Nut. Hopefully you'll get off at some point. All right, I see somebody over here in the chat, in the whatever it's called over there, the waiting room. So I'm going to put these headphones on and we're going to say hello to somebody. All right, let's see. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody else. Nope, I didn't. All right, so let's get this off the screen and welcome our buddy, Mr. Ben Balkin, and the dog. What's
Oscar
again? Oscar. What a cool name.
Hello.
Oscar's chill, man. He's just like, dude, I'm so over all this. I'm just gonna sit here and chill.
This is his chill time.
Yeah, really, very cool. I need some of that chill time. It's usually when I crash right at bedtime. That's my chill time. Oh gosh. Well, I hope you're doing good today, man.
Yeah, it was kind of a quiet day around here, just catching up on paperwork and
I know about that one.
odds and ends.
Gotcha. Yeah, work has a way sometimes. Like last Thursday and Friday, it was kind of slow, and today just kind of hit me right square between the eyes. So, not too bad. Plus, I got a almost brand new tires bin in my truck, and a screw right into the right side, just at the edge of the tire, right into the sidewall. So $200 down the drain. I had to order the tire. They're going to put it on tomorrow, but it's like, really?
You ever notice how if something's going to break or get lost, it's when it's new?
Oh, yeah. You got that right. Yep, Mr. Ben Belkin, creator and founder of Jack Wolf Knives, locally known, internationally recognized.
Hey, everybody.
Tim, I need to get you a mic and let you do the intro, man. Go ahead, Ben. I'm sorry.
I was just saying hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys. Lots of familiar faces, but some I haven't seen before, so it's always cool.
There you go. Well, let's just check my pocket check real quick because there might be something Ben related in here, but we'll start with this one. This is the first of the, no joke, guys, 12 knives Tori sent in. Tori Casey. The first one is this interesting looking guy. This is the Sin-Cut Bronte. Check that profile out, Ben. You would talk about a neutral handle followed by a really crazy blade. Very interesting blade shape. Great budget knife. Very excited to give it a review. So, and then this one will be one of the ones given away down the road. And let's see, second one today is the Finch 1929. Had to have some blue in the pocket today, so got the Knives Fast Blue 1929. I just love this blade shape, Ben. It's just unique and interesting, and it cuts really well.
Yeah.
So, yep. Go ahead.
Well, I've got the red saw cut bone version of that knife. I love it.
Oh, yeah, the Nightcrawler, I think they called it. I think that's what they called it, but they always have to come up with a cool name. And then last but not least, we have the low drag jack, guys, in the 80s camo carbon. And I love it. I mean, this thing, Ben said it best, actually. We were talking about it coming in, and Ben said, I thought you would like this knife. And tell them why you thought I would like this one, Ben.
Because it has that streamlined aesthetic of the old-fashioned planes and cars you like,
and a bomb or whatever, you know. It's got all kinds of cool looking, kind of vibe to it. Well, right off the bat, I'm going to ask you a question. So the pattern, you're going to have to remind me. Teardrop Jack.
Teardrop,
okay? Yeah. But there was also another name that JB put in his video today. I don't remember. You call a bullet end Jack. So, how far does whatever you call that pattern, how does it date back? Where did it start? Was it a Tony Bowes creation or something else, or where are we here with this?
So, I don't have the detailed history. Okay. Logan,
just looking for what you got. Yeah.
So this is what I have. So hold on. Let me let that dog out real quick.
Okay, you got it. Take your time.
He's gonna whine. All right.
That's funny. He's like, I don't want to stay in here.
No, he heard someone.
Oh, gotcha. Hey, Brian F., welcome. Another channel member. Laura Gillespie, welcome. Just trying to see who else jumped in. All right, go for it.
Definitely, it's been around a long time. Don't know the origin. I would recommend that anybody who's really into the history, tune into Logan Stout's videos. He's Knife Thoughts. He does the deep dive for the community and kind of spares me having to do all the homework.
Right.
But what I do know is definitely been around a long time. Now, Tony Bowes has a teardrop pattern, and I think he really popularized it in more recent times. So a lot of the custom makers will do his pattern, but this is really just my version of it.
Right.
You can tell it's still a bullet end, but I wanted to have the big fat spear where Tony's isn't quite as dramatic.
Yeah, and now that is a big fat spear. And guys, a little what's the word I'm looking for, Ben? A little departure here. The first knife that is not M390. We have a S90V blade here. And, of course, you still get this ridiculous hollow grind. Gorgeous, gorgeous blade. And you guys know I love a spear point. And it's funny, Ben. That's one of the reasons I chose to carry this guy. It's a different belly, but you still got just that ridiculous belly out at the end there. And that's one of the reasons I just thought they would kind of complement each other. Yeah. So
I agree. That knife looks like someone took a spear point and just took it to a grinder.
right. Took a spear point and went, let's make it a clip.
Yep.
Yep, exactly. That's funny. But yeah, it almost looks like what it actually looks like, in all seriousness, is the early fighter jets that the U.S. had right after World War II had belly tanks. And this actually looks like, I cannot remember the name and number of the plane, but there was a plane. It was based at a North Island Naval Air Station, and it was a Navy plane, but it was one of the first U.S. jets that was regularly put out, and it had belly tanks that were like gas tanks, fuel tanks that looked similar to this kind of shape. Actually, it would have been kind of reversed like this. So if the plane was going this way, it would have had a taper, and the fat part would have been at the back. But you get my point.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's your ridiculous fact from plane guy. But
and that's the name, right? It's low drag. So
yeah,
that means it's got an aerodynamic shape.
Very much so. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So obviously we got teardrop, and I wanted to ask you where low drag came from. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
So when I designed it, that was what I was going for, was that really aerodynamic look. Now they call it, GEC calls it a bullet end jack. I don't know if that's just their term for it or a historic term for it. But what it looked like to me was like if you've ever seen target bullets that's designed specifically for shooting long distances, they're really cool looking. They're really aerodynamic.
Yep.
And they're referred to as, one brand calls them VLDs, which is short for very low drag.
Yep.
So instead of calling it the very low drag jack, which is too much of a mouthful, I just went with low drag jack because it reminded me of a sleek target bullet.
Yep, it does. Very much so. Mike Curtis says a teardrop jack with a cotton sampler blade is kind of what he's.
Yeah, like
yeah, I can see that.
Cotton sampler has a big ricasso here, so you can get your finger around it.
Yeah,
not everybody's does that.
You can come out on that tang a little bit on yours, but yeah,
you definitely can.
But it's yeah. I mean, I like the way the tang is, and it feels like you're separated enough from the blade that you're not going to get out there on it. Feels really good there. So yeah, I like that. It almost acts like a finger choil. Yeah. The F4 David had some tanks like that, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. Shoot, if I had, there's a book that my dad gave me that's got a picture of one of them, and I would remember. I'll look it up later. But no, it was a precursor to the F4. Now, I'm very familiar with the F4 because, for those of you that don't know, the F4 was a Vietnam fighter. And then after Vietnam, they were brought into North Island Naval Air Station, where my dad was the superintendent, and they were retasked. And if you guys remember, after that, they became the Wild Weasels, which were the target planes that basically would go, blanket a target so that the F-18s, F-14s, whatever, could come in and use radar guided munitions. So yeah, again, things you don't need to know. But Gerbs, the thing about a slip joint, and I still get this a lot, Ben, in my videos, and you've seen there's always the one or two people that are like, why would anybody want a knife that doesn't lock? And Ben always says it best, in my opinion. This is a knife you can carry. You're going to open it. You're not going to scare anybody. And it's going to do the vast majority of what you're going to need to do throughout your day. Now, if you're a dude that goes out and bashes their knives, or a lady at work, and you're constantly, sure, maybe you want something locking. But if you're just cutting open a package and, maybe, cutting open a bag of chips or whatever it is during your day, this is going to do all those kinds of tasks.
Well, yeah, and it'll also do it safely.
Very safely.
The way I look at it is, there's a couple different angles we can look at it from. So how do you use your knife? Well, I don't work outside. I don't work a trade. I ride a desk, more or less, right?
Me too.
Run around town, sometimes errands or whatever. So everything I need a knife for doesn't require heavy use or any kind of lock. So I enjoy the benefit of a slimmer, smaller knife without a pocket clip that goes in a leather slip into my pocket. I find that to be more convenient, frankly, than carrying a larger knife with a lock and a pocket clip. So to me, I'm sacrificing when I carry around a locking knife because I wear shorts most of the year in Arizona, and shorts typically have slit pockets. And so when you put a locking knife on pockets on shorts, you typically lose the whole pocket because now you can't get your hand in there. You know, it's like it's kind of a nuance.
Right.
But for me, slip joint works great. And if you're properly using it, I don't see how you're going to close it on your hand. You know, someone said Brandon Thrasher cut his thumb. He did cut his thumb.
He did.
Cut your thumb real good. Now, I don't know how he did that. It was probably
he said it was him. He said it was totally his fault. So
we've also seen stitches and blood from locking knives too, you know.
Correct. 100%.
So no batoning. You know what? If your plane goes down and all you got is the slip joint you smuggled on through TSA and it's freeze to death or baton that log, I say go for it, bro.
That's hilarious. All right, so since everybody was asking here, I'm going to do this real quick and then we'll get back on target. So I realized after doing a search here for a minute that I was combining two planes. So I'm going to show you two different things. So the first one is, it's actually an Air Force plane. Hold on. I am so bad at running this StreamYard thing.
Go ahead. I'm going to respond to a couple comments while you do
go
that.
for it. Do it.
So Jeremy's in the chat. He says he's a heavy user of knives at work. He sent me videos. He can get by with just a Jack Wolf. I've seen
absolutely
at work. Like, he puts those knives to the task. And one of the things you're going to get, you know, with my knife for sure, but also other slip joints typically, is here it is, better edge for slicing. And so for what Jeremy does, it really excels. You know, if he tries to take some microtech that's really meant as a self-defense weapon and has like crazy, you know, behind the edge thickness, it's not going to perform as well for what he does.
Right.
And, you know, Andrew said he carries one as a backup. Well, slip joint makes a great backup.
Absolutely. I carry one every day.
If I'm in a place where I can't yank out my locking knife that looks intimidating, boom. You know, you pull out something that has a classic aesthetic, it's not threatening.
Right. I don't know about all that, about him pushing the knife open with the blade side. I have no idea. But so the first one I'm going to show here, and for some reason it's doing it off here to the side. Come on, I just want you to open the picture. Is it showing it now? So over here on the right, that's the P-80. It was an early Air Force jet, and you can see that shape I'm talking about. So if you hold this up, you can definitely see what I'm talking about going forward. Well, it, you know, same way as the plane here, Casey, but you get it. Yeah. See, those are belly tanks. And then the other one that I always talk about, somebody's coming out, is the FH1 Phantom. And now that one didn't have belly tanks. Okay, cool. Hold on, give me just a second. Ashland's here. 28, I believe. So the FH1 Phantom, again, I was kind of messing that up. That one didn't have the belly tanks, but you can see very much that inspiration in the plane now. You see it, Ben? That sleek, yeah. So World War II and after. Anyway, those are the planes I was talking about. But you know what we're going to do now is I'm going to go back here and I'm going to hit back like 4 times. And we're going to do something more important. We're going to show these. So Ben, tell us what the 5 versions of the knife are. What are the 5? And I'll do this in just a second, Ash.
So
the 5 that are going to be available.
We've got black micarta. As you guys can see, there's 1 micarta now out of 5. This is me responding to market demand.
Demand.
I know there's folks who love micarta. I think you guys are more vocal, but truth be told, it is not selling the way I'd like to see it.
Yep.
And that's strictly through my business lens. Don't take that as I don't like it. I love it. That's why I started with 3 out of 4. But we can talk all day about why that is. I don't think we need to go there. Just recognize that. I just want you guys to know that my card is down to 1 as a factor of market conditions, not any bias from me.
Understood.
So, got black micarta. Then we've got 2 fats and 2 camos. The fat carbon is jungle wear. That's the green one in the top left.
Yep.
Which you guys saw from me last on the laid back jack. So this is the first time I've repeated a cover material. It's taken 9 months.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
I should say repeated a carbon fiber.
Right.
And so then the other one's dark matter yellow, which I thought was a little bit of a gamble because yellow's sometimes one of those colors that not everybody likes. But I think it came out really, really cool. Top right, bud.
Okay. I just blind. There it is. Holy cow.
You could be going blind slightly.
Yeah, I am.
And it's got a really neat sort of bumblebee look to it. So I don't know. I hope guys like it. I'm really stoked on it. The more, like, when I inspected those and had them all laid out, I was really sort of tuned in on that.
Yeah, I think it pops. The yellow kind of pops.
It does.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And so that's dark matter yellow. And then the 2 camo carbons are going to be 80s. That's the one Casey has.
Yeah, and so let me just say what I like about this, Ben. This is the reason I like this so much is I don't like the 80s fat carbon because it just feels like all up in your face. You know what I mean? It's just really this. The way they did it, it's almost like you get outlines of the layers. And so you get the different colors with just these outlines.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really like about it. I think it just looks fantastic, especially up close.
Yeah, it's simply the difference of a flat surface or the contoured surface.
I agree.
Yeah, so when you contour it, it's like topography, right? And so basically you just see around the edges of the hills these ribbons of color. It is pretty neat,
man.
I found out from the distributor of that material, this is their most popular patch or sheet.
And I can see why.
Yeah. And then we have Miami, which is basically a bottom left corner.
Yeah, I got it.
It's basically pink and blue, or like magenta and blue is probably a better description for it. And
like that color. Ashlyn likes that color.
Yeah, it's cool. And for the pictures, like I didn't oil any of these for the pictures, meaning like I didn't put any mineral oil on the carbon.
Yeah, I haven't oiled mine yet. I need to.
Just trying to make it look more like what you get right out of the box. But I know Kevin Lefty made a video. Sharp AF, which is Christian Knighton, he made a video. You know, guys, if you don't like the sort of dry, blasted look, don't be afraid to just put a drop or 2 of mineral oil on that scale and rub it in, and it can really make it look a little more lustrous.
Yeah, I will probably be doing that for sure to mine. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Yeah. Especially since it just got here because my mailman decided he didn't like me. So Ashlyn's here. So let's say hello to Monty and Ashlyn. They're here. You're not going to come on camera. Yeah. She's in her lounge wear, so she doesn't want to come on camera. But anyway, so we've got Killer Bunny number 28, another Marvel series. Who we got here, Ash? Do I know who this is?
Carnage.
That's Carnage.
That's the one they asked for last
So
week.
here's Carnage, everybody. Those of you who asked for Carnage, we have Carnage tonight. So let's see what everybody thinks. What are you doing, Bunny? Wacko Bunny. Crazy Bunny. Whoa. So yeah, Carnage. Ben, are you into superheroes?
Not as much anymore, you know. It was fun going to that comic convention to meet the different comic book artists, kind of relive my youth a little bit.
That's cool. Did you go with Sean or?
No, because it was one local to me in Phoenix.
Oh, cool.
He wasn't,
just went and checked it out. Okay.
Yeah, I went and checked. I was scouting for future artists because, you know, I'm going to change the artist.
I took a break from my show to make you that.
You took a break from your show to make me that?
I was doing it while I was watching my show.
Okay.
I'm watching the longest, well, one of the longest animes. It's not the longest, but
What's it called?
One Piece.
One Piece.
It's
An
got
anime called
over
One Piece. Okay.
1,000.
I don't know anything about it.
It's got more than 1,000 episodes.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, you go right ahead. Are you going to watch all 1,000 episodes? Good
Yeah.
luck for you. I don't have time for that. The bunny is looking at you and he's about to create some carnage. I love carnage, says Bama Ninja. All right, go away. Go away.
There you go.
Don't you let him dig his claws into me.
You look real comfortable.
I know. I don't care for his claws at all. At all. Can we paint the real bunny to look like Carnage?
I don't think he would like that.
She doesn't think he would care for that. So thank you very much for doing that. Go back to your show. You're all good. Thank you. I appreciate
back
you.
to my 1,000 episodes.
1,000 episodes. If you whatever.
I am.
What are you on, like number 100 or something?
65.
65. Good luck. Have fun with that. You'll be 80 years old and I'll be dead. And you'll be going, I finally finished it.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay.
I got to answer a question.
Okay, go for it.
So Keith asked about wood scales, and I saw there was another comment about wood scales prior. So at this time, there's no wood scales. Now, I'm not opposed to it, but here's the challenges with that. So wood shrinks and swells.
Yep.
So you got to stick with denser woods to begin with. And before I would ever offer them to the market, I'd have to get prototypes made, and I'd have to send them out to a few different places to sit out in the open without any care for a while. So like one here in Arizona, maybe somewhere where it's like super humid, Mississippi, Louisiana type thing, and maybe somewhere where it's really cold and dry, just maybe 3 or 4 different climates so that I can find out what happens to that wood, because wood shrinks and swells, and these knives are very tightly fit. And so any shrinking and swelling is going to cause gaps, or cracking.
Yeah.
Or cracking. And I don't want that. And if you guys notice on my knives, the scales are very thin. So you start getting wood. I mean, it's not that you can't make wood that thin, you can, but it's going to become more delicate.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous about it. The other thing is the availability. Like there's challenges importing and exporting natural materials to China.
Very true.
So that you can't you can't send that stuff freely back and forth. So the question is like, can they source it? If they can't source it, do I have to source it? And if I source it, when you buy carbon fiber, what's cool about it is they make it per your order if you buy enough of it. So I can be very specific on what size sheets I want. But I don't know necessarily if a wood manufacturer is going to be able to provide that in the wood I want, so it's like,
well, that's true.
It's a project for me to do that. And just haven't had the time, honestly. There's other handle materials I'm researching and trying to.
You got all kinds of people volunteering to be guinea pigs for you.
I'm sure. Well, look, when the time comes, maybe KC, we can do something on your channel where we find a way to do that and make it fun for everybody.
Yeah, that could be fun. And you could do like a long-term prototype of it. We can test it out or whatever. Yeah.
And I'd like to have wood. I like wood. I've got, you guys who know I'm a GEC collector. I love the ebony, the blackwood, the rosewoods, cocobolo, like
the desert ironwood they were talking about. That stuff is
here and here, the desert ironwood comes from like right outside my door here. So there's a lot of the Arizona knife makers use it. My friend Corey, who I share an office space, uses it all the time. It's not my favorite. I like cocobolo and rosewood and ebony. Those are probably my favorite.
Gotcha.
I don't dislike ironwood.
Right,
really like
Dissension asks, what about some resin scales? And I'm going to get an example of that. So go ahead and answer his question.
I'm super. And so that's kind of new to me, the resin, but I've been following a couple guys on Instagram who make it, and holy crap, is some of that stuff cool. Now, there's 2 things to consider. Well, I guess 3 things to consider there.
Yes.
Like, can the guys, if I go to order some of that stuff, can someone make me a lot of sheets? And is it going to be dimensionally consistent And then last but not least, when they put it on a CNC machine to mill it, is it going to chip and crack, or is it going to be friendly for a CNC mill? Because a lot of these knives you see with these like kind of high-end fancy scales are custom knife makers one at a time on a grinder, but that's not how my knives are made.
So this is the Finch Reciprocity, and I absolutely love this. They call it Tidal resin. That kind of resin would look slick on a. Again, I don't know how it holds up. I have no idea, Ben.
Now, I've been encouraged by all the different stuff Finch does, because they're bringing out stuff out of China that has a lot of stuff I didn't even think they could do, you know, so I might have to get in touch with those guys or see if Q. Look at Casey. Dude,
all right, hold on. I'm going to do this the right way. Give me a second. Okay.
Yeah, so
sorry about that.
I'm always open to suggestions, guys, especially on handle material. I think that's where, like, one thing I kind of have an advantage on is versus the big manufacturers is I do smaller batches and I can source my own stuff. And so, is that ironwood?
Shoot, no. Crap, snakewood, I think is what this is. Is that right, guys? Somebody tell me what this one is on the Roadrunner. I don't remember. And then the one I really love of theirs, the best wood they've done, in my opinion, is the olive wood.
Yeah, it looks great.
I just think that one looks with the silver bolsters. Again, I don't know how it's gonna look with your kind of dark gray look you have.
Yeah.
But that to me just looks stunning. You know,
I think it would still look good with the dark. Honestly, like the natural canvas micarta looks good with the dark, and that wood's not too far off in hue. Right. Someone said to follow Voodoo Resin. I do follow him, but Jay Hugh, I've not heard of him.
Huh. Okay.
I'll follow that guy right now.
There you go. Another example of resin that Finch did is this smoke resin. It's like black and white.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as favorite to me as the blue I showed you from the Reciprocity. That to me is just because it's shades of the same color. I like this better, and that's just that's just me. But everybody likes something different. Another one. I believe this is Cocobolo, right here.
Yeah,
which is also beautiful. So yeah, but I will agree with what you said. You still are looking at fairly thick scales here. And what you've got going on is a very thin cover material.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. I mean, and that's why I agree with you that it's got to be tested. Now, another material that you've heard me talk about, and again, sourcing it would be the issue, would be like that. And I don't have it. I'm not going to dig anymore, but that bone that I've shown you on that GEC Freedom I have, or like, a bone. This is an LT Wright fixed blade, and just look at that flipping bone right there.
That giraffe.
Andrew, what kind of bone is this? This is Andrew's knife.
Good, man.
It is freaking gorgeous, man. It's black dyed bone, and you can see that what I like about the bone is you end up with the uneven the take up of the dye, I guess you'd say. And it's just gorgeous, man. It's like, and this is Magna Cut too. So this thing is just, I got to have one of these at some point. LT Wright.
Yeah.
So just fantastic. I don't know. I like bone, but again, same issue. Can you source it? Is it going to hold up? Is it going to crack? Is it going to, I don't know any of those answers. So,
right. So look, guys, it's like, I'm open to suggestions.
Of course.
The more I hear stuff, the more I'm encouraged to spend the time and energy to find out if it will work. And I'd say there's two things I hear about the most. The first would be a pocket clip. That one, I don't love the idea, but the more people ask for it, the more I really warm up to trying it. A pocket clip.
Okay.
Because, I want to make what guys want to buy within my own comfort of, an offering for my brand. So I get that question a lot. And then probably the second most common one is wood or bone.
Yep. Yeah, I did show the the glow. I don't have the glow resin, Tim. I don't have a glow resin one. Nope, never got the Refeer. That's what Tim is talking about is the Refeer resins. Are you familiar with those?
Yeah. So it's on my list of things to investigate. It's
Yep.
Refeer Noble, right?
Yep,
Is like
yep.
one of them. Yeah, that stuff's pretty cool, actually. You don't see a lot of it, and it makes me wonder why. Is it expensive or is it hard to work with? Because it seems like there should be more of it out there. And I'm not saying there's anything that's a problem. It's just it puzzles me because the pictures I've seen, it's neat.
Well, your boy Professor EDC says no clip, no clip. I'm with him. I personally look. Here's the way I look at this, guys. And again, you can throw rocks at me. You can disagree with me. The slip for this size knife, for the thinnest knife, and if you want an even smaller slip, get with Troy at Northwoods or Joe at Lancelot Leather. You can put this in and drop it in your pocket. Now, if you got to have a clip, there are clip slips out there.
Yeah.
So you can just clip this. I personally don't get the point of a pocket clip on such a thin knife. That pocket clip is going to have to be, I don't even know where you mount it. I don't know how
the whole thing has to be redesigned. Like, yeah, it has to be specifically designed.
It would have to be like a thin, like a very thin clip, sort of like this one, even thinner than that.
It would probably right. And ultimately, I think it comes down to if it's a guy who just wants one-handed access to it, it's like you kind of lose me there because you need two hands to open the thing. So what are we talking about? But some people just do not like carrying a knife in their pocket.
I hear it.
So and you're right, the clip slip is a solution. And I would probably never do one where it's like all 5 colors have the clip on it. I would probably say like, okay, of the 5 colors, one of these has a clip, and we'd see how it did. But
I'm with this guy. It wouldn't appeal to me to have a pocket clip on a slip joint.
Someone put up a poll on Reddit, and like it was skewed heavily in the favor of a pocket clip.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Keith, thank you, man. Keith says the plastic on the Dolica is nice. So you ought to try that on one of your knives, Ben. See if you could probably source this from China. They definitely have plastic in China.
we go to my recycle bin, melt it all down. There you go.
There you go. That's great. Okay, so he says this Refeer is sweet.
Pull it up.
I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can copy it. Hold on. I gotta go down here. I can't do it off of shoot.
I cannot do YouTube chat.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I can't do it off of there we go. Let's see. Control. Okay, it's calling it up now. Let me go down here and share it. Present. Whoa. Okay. Boy, I always get nervous when I do this.
Just don't
hang on.
Stream.
I almost did. Don't even mess with me right now. I'm trying. All right. So Refeer composite. All right. So what am I looking at here, Tim? Tell me where you want me to go.
Go up to the top right.
Okay.
Actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, Refeer Noble.
Yeah. So the Noble is the one I've seen. Refeer fiber. Blue uranium. Look at that thing.
Click it. Can you click those?
Which one you want to click?
Well, up in the top, it says materials, blades.
Materials.
Go to Refeer composites. Can you click that word Refeer
composites? I'm trying. All right. It just takes us back here to where we already were. So it's these. But that blue uranium one looks wacky, man.
I think it just keeps taking you to the top. Oh no, there you go.
Look at that. Indoor, in darkness, in sunlight.
Oh, that's glow in the dark, brother.
Oh, that's in darkness. In sunlight, it turns blue, and indoors, it's kind of a grayish. That's crazy. So I wonder what's in it to make it do that. Refeer, obviously.
Go back and let's see what else we got.
All right, I'm just go
to the sheets because that's what I would have to buy.
Refeer sheets. Okay.
Not blocks. I have to buy sheets.
All right, let's see. Oh, cool. Look at this spotted looking one over here. Black Moon bronze.
Yeah, there's some interesting things to pursue there. That purple one,
The
second
red
left,
moon.
left,
The which one?
down, and that one down.
Oh, this one.
That blue or purple?
It says Blue Moon.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, it's aluminum. Does that mean there's aluminum inside the
I
sheet?
think it's aluminum flecks inside that are what reflect the light. Yeah, I don't think it's actually made of aluminum. I don't think so, but I don't know. I also thought that's kind of cool. Just depends on what it would look like in the light. And then I really, that one kind of popped at me. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's cool. Black waves.
Brass waves. Yeah, that's kind of, there's some neat ones. No doubt about it, man. I mean, you could definitely get lost in this on this page. Pretty crazy. Oh, it's got some examples of knives here.
Go for it.
Let's see. Oh, look at this. Outdoor knife by, whoops, it went away. Oh, because it's changing pictures on me. All right, hold on. I'm going to do this again. Outdoor knife by Richard Kepler with Raffir Noble handle. Oh, it's a Kepler knife. Okay. Which means it's like you said, it's like a high-end custom. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, so there's, and then it said something about, I don't know what that means, Ben, Raffir wood. So what the heck is that?
They're stabilized.
Oh, it's stabilized wood. Okay. High grade stable. Okay. All right. Interesting. Some beautiful looking stuff there. But yeah, I mean, the sheets are of the Raffir stuff are really cool.
The sizes of the sheets are fine as far as length by width. I'd have to find out what thickness is. They don't say, which is kind of weird. But if they're making them to order, they can probably make them whatever thickness you want.
Right.
So yeah, there's some good ones. I think I kind of like the blocks a little better than the sheets, but there's
I think I did too.
Eyes.
Yeah, there was more in there catching your eyes in the blocks.
Yep.
But yeah, interesting stuff. Thanks for leading us down a rabbit hole, Tim. I appreciate it. That's what we do around here is we go down rabbit holes.
We are.
That's what this channel is the rabbit hole channel. So very cool. Canadian invasion, the Canadian flag. No, we don't want that. Just kidding. But yeah, I just, so, I know what I was going to say. I had something to say. You made a comment about how hard it is to sort of read the people. And what I'll say by that is, my design that's coming up on the 21st, the week after yours, the microburst, I came up with this idea of the milled scales. And when they first came out, I did a poll, and then Kevin did a poll, and it was literally 90%. No way I wouldn't buy it with the milled scales. Okay. I mean, it was hardcore. No way. But I'll tell you, you said something earlier about the micarta people are very loud. The milled scale people are loud too. There was 10%, but they're all, boy, you've got to do this. So that's why what I decided to do is a little bit different in that I'm going to offer these scales as a pre-order option for $30. So you can buy the knife. And then again, I know you got to spend more money to do that, but it just doesn't make any sense for me to do a whole run for knives that only 10% of the people are interested in. It could come back and bite me in the butt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And polls don't always equal what people spend their money on. So I don't know. You got to take pretty much any data with a grain of salt, except actual sales data is probably the most relevant, but you got to make mistakes for a while to get good data.
Yep. So let's talk about the most important thing of the low drag jack drop. No, not really. But anyway, Brian from Blue Creek Knives gets to have his first. Now, you've added a couple dealers, right? So you got Blue Creek 3. Blue Creek Knives has their first run of Jack Wolf knife. And so, guys, you can buy it and you can use my link. No discount, but you can use my Blue Creek link, which is simply bluecreekknives.com/knivesfast. If you use that, it helps me out. You're going to buy the knife anyway. Check him out, of course. No discount, of course. And then what are your other two new dealers as well?
So we added the Knife Joker. If you guys know him.
Right, Travis. Yep.
He's a good dude.
Yep.
Been around a long time. And then PVK, which is Jeremiah. If anybody has ever been
they're
to
just
Las
online
Vegas,
now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they were on the Las Vegas Strip for over 10 years. Really cool spot. They sell a lot of microtechs. But long story short, they lost the lease on that place. They wanted to stay there, but the building got like sold and it's getting torn down and redeveloped.
Wow.
That's, a place like Vegas. That's how the ball bounces.
That's funny. Michael Morgan says up here, our favorite board game is Sorry, eh? That's hilarious. And then Louis said, thanks for using S90V. Tell us about that, Ben. What made you, how many knives have you had? Like 9 or 10 that have been M390?
If we count the little bro that was originally made in M390. So this would have been number 10. There would have been 9 in M390 before the 10th knife.
Okay.
And so what that's about. So, one thing I try to do is really pay attention to what people want, what they have to say, what feedback I get. And there's a pretty vocal constituency about wanting new and different steels.
Yep.
So, I start paying attention to that, finding out what I have available, what kind of makes sense for this type of knife. And then the other thing I picked up on, and it really is what resonated with me the most, because like M390 performs excellent on these knives. Like you're not really going to necessarily sell me on like, oh, this performs so much better than that. It's like performance benefits are marginal from one to the next when you're in the upper tier, I think, realistically. However, what really resonated with me is when people said like, hey, Ben, we got a lot of M390 already.
Right.
Like a lot of these knives coming out of China use M390. And like that resonated with me because it's like you guys like to collect. Most of us don't just have one knife. So we're buying things we want and don't need. And so if you guys want a variety of steel in your collection, then I'm willing to try to accommodate that.
Yep.
And when I looked into it, I'm like, man, S90 is a really good choice.
Oh, it's a phenomenal deal.
And I was like, can they get it for me? They could get it for me. And, the price wasn't substantially different enough to where I needed to charge you guys more. So I didn't want to nickel and dime you, so your loss is my gain on this one, honestly.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys like it. It's at 61 Rockwell, so it's not super duper hard, but it's hard enough where you're going to get awesome performance. And S90V in the house.
Yeah, and I like S90V. I like the way it takes an edge. You just gotta be patient with it at first, but I like the way it takes an edge. Very, very nice steel. I've
heard from people who sharpen, which is people who probably have the most, I don't want to say experience, it's not the right word, but I guess they're the ones who feel the difference between multiple steels probably better than most of us who just cut stuff. Like I think Lacey was in the chat, and also Tony Kim, and guys who sharpen steel and use it really like S90. So in fact, I haven't come across anyone who has anything bad to say about it. So
Jeremy, our resident sharpener, Jeremy, what do you think of S90V? Let's hear from North Carolina. See what we get out of Jeremy. I think he likes S90V if I remember correctly. 61 is definitely good. Now, the other thing I think is important is Ben doesn't just sit on his prototypes. So you said there was no chamfer here to begin with, and after you got the prototypes, you added this chamfer to go away from having kind of a sharp point here. I think that's awesome.
So at Blade Show 21, I had the prototypes out, and it was Jody Kalb. He's in our community, and he was the one who came up to me and said, hey man, like he was really into this design. So he came right over and wanted to check it out. He put it in his hand He's feeling it, and he's like, I love everything about this. He's like, but there's a hot spot right here. And I was like, shit, dude, you're right. Like, there is a hot spot, when you really kind of get down on it. And I'm like, fuck, I got to fix that. And so, then having to switch manufacturers, it really kind of gave me time to take a step back and like really tweak.
Yep.
I was afforded like about 6 extra months there. And so that was one of the design iterations. And like, man, I wish I would have thought of it to begin with because it looks good and it feels good.
Yep. So Jeremy gives his approval here
there we
on
go.
S90. And Keith and I Freak says he loves it on his 940-1, his Benchmade. Very cool. All right, Ben, I have a out the wall question for you.
Let's go for
it. Taking the whole picture of all your knives so far, what would you say has been the most popular design? What is the one? I don't know how you want to measure it. What went the quickest, or what is going the hottest on secondary, or whatever. I don't know. But what do you think? What do you think has been the most popular so far?
I think I could safely say it's the Midnight Jack.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mean, it's mine, it's Kevin's. I mean, it's a lot of people.
That was the one that I think appeals. Like, for example, there's a post, and real quick, I want to plug my Facebook group.
Yep.
Jack Wolf Knives Worldwide. If anybody here is on Facebook and you're not in my group, what are you thinking? Get in there.
Get in
Jack
the
Wolf
group.
Knives Worldwide. Worldwide is one word. So someone made a post in there, what's your favorite model? And I always like those posts because people, they're honest and that kind of stuff. And like a lot of Midnight Jack. And then also the most common inquiry I get is for the Midnight Jack. And Mitch Bolig, Knife of the Year, he voted the Midnight Jack. Like, people, that one just works.
Fantastic. I'll tell you this. It's a great steak knife. I went to a restaurant. They brought me out a knife. They said it was a steak knife, and it was literally a butter knife with a couple of dull teeth on it. Yeah. So I brought this out, and this was my steak knife. Fantastic steak knife. No joke, man. This was great. Just mutilated that, not mutilated, but
you barely find a Midnight Jack on the secondary. Like, they just don't trade.
So you're going to be surprised by this because I love the canine. I do. But the one that really kind of smacked me in the face, first of all, was Midnight. I mean, because I like a Barlow. I love the long bolster. I love the look of the blade. The overall look of it is fantastic. And like I said, it's a cutter. But the one that kind of got me that I was not expecting to like as much as I do is the Venom. Yep. I don't know why it didn't catch my eye, but the way I'm locked in with this back here, the way it feels in my hand, for me, Ben, my ergos are always first. They just are. And the blade, the way it pinches open, fantastic. This is probably number 2 for me, which is hard for me to say because it's not a spear point.
Yeah.
Because and then this guy's going to be somewhere. Forget it. I can't rank them. I can't do it. Now the Vampire kind of went like this a little bit for me when it sauteed or filleted my hand. But that was my fault. That was entirely. I was taking a picture. I didn't like the picture. I decided to walk across the room and just sort of hold it. And I had the slip and my camera in the hand, and I had it, and then it slipped and just came back on my thumb and just, that was my fault. Close the freaking knife before you walk around with it. Okay. Now I do that every time. I will not walk around with an open knife. That taught me a very good lesson. So
sometimes we learn them the hard way, don't we?
Yeah, it was not. Oh boy, I thought I was going to have stitches. My wife and I were on a little mini vacation, and I'm like, I am not going to an ER or something to get stitches on my vacation. So I just butterflied it and came out okay. But I gotta show this guy when I talk about this. Will always be at the top for me, somewhere near the top. Not only because of the pattern, but that twill carbon fiber. I love it. Fantastic knife. This is This one's right up there, but I can't rank them, Ben. I don't know. I was talking about doing a video of all my Jack Wolves and trying to rank them. I just don't think I can do it.
I can't rank them either. I like them all. You know,
Yep.
whatever I'm carrying is my favorite for the
Yep.
moment. They all have their own little personalities. Of course, if people prefer one over the other, it doesn't hurt my feelings, you know, because the good thing is, even though a lot of people might like the Midnight, there's plenty of people who say my favorite's the Vampire. There's people who say my favorite's the Venom. There's people who say my favorite's the Canine. People who say my favorite's the Little Bro. Like, I've heard it all, you know? So it's like, okay, you know, they appeal enough across the board that there's no turds, you know? I'm like, oh, it's going to be a dud. But so far, I can't really say that there's been a dud. And yeah, it's super exciting.
That's awesome.
I'm going to hit a couple questions real quick.
Yeah, hit this one from Todd that's on the screen here.
Your budget. I don't have immediate plans, but that does not mean I wouldn't do it. I don't know what it would cost to produce these knives, even in a budget configuration. So yes, we're going to save a little money on the steel and the scale material, but is it going to be enough to make it fall in the budget category? Because part of what really drives the price of these knives is the handwork that's going into them. And, you know, one way or another, it's got to happen. So I don't really know, Todd. If I can do it, if the quality is right and the price is reasonable still, you know what I mean, for the budget category, then I do it. If the price gets too close to the current offerings, people are just going to opt for the current offering and they're not going to move. So we'll see.
Yep. Let's see.
Let me just say this, like, guys, if you missed them, like, I'm going to make them again.
Yep.
So don't sweat it. Like, I want to be at this for literally until I can't work anymore, you know? So, you know, don't sweat it if you missed it. We'll make it again. Now, probably won't be I can say definitively it won't be in the same handle material as the last time. So it's like, if you got to have it in Benny's Clip and Toxic Green, Camel Carbon, well, get in the Facebook group, because that's where the buy sell trade is going down.
Absolutely.
And like, if you guys want to get a good price on my Carta one, man, like, you can get them in the Facebook group for sure. And you even get the carbon fiber. They just don't come up as much. And then update on the Little Bro. Little Bro back in action mid-2023.
And that's with the dark matter. What was this? Orange?
Copper.
That's it. Sorry.
Yep.
Grumpy, if the low drag jack isn't your thing, Casey, it is my thing, Grumpy. So I'm sorry. I can't help you. Send it along for me. I might send it along for you to look at, but that doesn't mean it's not my thing. Ben, which handle material that you have not used interests you?
What handle material you not used? Which handle material that I've not used interests me? So, well,
he would have used it by now if it interested him.
The stuff that's really caught my attention recently is, and we've been talking about it earlier, is some of these like really fancy, cool resins. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. And then I started seeing some of these blocks and sheets, and it was just like, wow, like that is freaking cool, you know? But I'm like, I have no idea. Is it good to work with? Does it melt under a CNC bit? So it's like, I have to do some research.
Yeah, David, I would encourage you to check out the Facebook group. If you don't have Facebook, maybe I can look for one for you. But if you're interested and you get the money, the Facebook group is the place to go look for a micarta Benny's Clip for sure.
Andrew asked about advance notice. So anybody in the chat, if you go to my website, at the bottom is a newsletter sign up. I always announce what knife I'm about to drop there. 30 days, not 30 days. Sorry, about 2 to 3 weeks before.
Yeah, 2 to 3.
So like when I make the announcement on Instagram and I make the announcement on Facebook, I also announce the email list. Now, I know some people don't hawk Instagram and Facebook all day, but you do get emails. So if you sign up for my email list, you'll always know what's coming. And I do not bombard you with emails. You get one as an announcement and one the day before or the morning of. I send 2 emails a month. Probably at the most I'd ever send is 4. They were talking about sharpening and steel, I think, those guys. It was like a sidebar.
So, Ben, there is a question here.
Yeah.
Are we going to get a Jack Wolf with a shield?
Man, that's another thing.
I want a shield.
Yeah, I know. So, two things about that.
Yep.
2 things about that, right?
Going to drive the
Number
price
one,
down.
more expensive because clearly there's more work involved. And number 2, if that shield is not fit, damn near perfect, that's going to become a highly criticized
I agree
factor of the knife. So if I'm not happy with it, I won't do it. But I've got to design one and prototype it. So, you know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I hope to roll out things on a yearly basis to keep it interesting. I want the same stuff you guys do. So, you know,
it would be cool. I like the cloud shield on this guy that I got. That I'm telling you, that blue camel bone is just absolutely awesome. But that's just me because I like anything blue. You know that. Like, there's a Benny's clip for you, David Iverson. Woohoo! I know it's not my Carta, but I like that one a lot.
And as far as the shield, like, you know, how is a shield going to look in the really patterned carbon fiber? Maybe that's not the right material to have a shield.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You know? So then what material do you put the shield in? It look good in my Carta. We know
that. And then you get this.
Yeah.
I don't like shields.
Well, and then who's to say a run with 5 variations, they don't all have to have a shield. Maybe 1 or 2 do.
And here's Captain High and Mighty here, as Brian says.
Yeah, can't please them all, can you?
No, you can't, man. That's what I'm saying. You got to pick something and jump on it. And that's what Ben's doing. And that's, to be honest, Ben, I've always believed in business and in life, concentration is the key. And my mistake on the pinion was I did too many handle materials and I didn't concentrate. Now, in fairness, I've sold 500 pinions, so that's not a failure. But that's why I'm so adamant on the microburst that I'm gonna do 2 models, concentrate, and try to get it done. You know what I mean? Because it just feels like when you try to please too many people, then you can't, you know, you fail in some way and you don't meet all the marks.
Right.
It's hard. So that's just me. Lefty, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Pattern the shield. Interesting. I don't know. Wolf shield. Ooh, now see, that would be awesome. A wolf shield. Just do like a collector's edition with a wolf shield. I'm on board with that. We got to figure that one out, Ben. He's grinning, ladies and gentlemen.
Add it to the list.
I think the shield makes Ben a butt plug shield. No, we're not doing that.
The Northwoods knife shield looks like a butt plug. It's like an arrowhead, but that's what they call it, the butt plug shield.
I think the shield makes Ben very uptight, guys. I can feel the vibe. The idea of the shield.
I'm interested in it, but just gotta flush it out, and you can't flush out anything very quickly. That's for sure.
No, it took you a long time to get to where you are, man. So I can only imagine in the world of what you're doing with the fit and finish that needs to be there, that it takes a while.
Yeah, and every time you like demand something new from the manufacturer, like you're pulling attention away from something, right?
Right.
Like you said, if you concentrate on doing something and doing it well and don't throw new variables in the mix every time, you're going to get a higher quality product, presumably.
Understood. Yeah, that makes sense. Very much so. Do a Damascus shield, I say. Okay. Now you're really getting busy. Good luck with that.
And that it's not a bad idea, because
it's not a bad idea.
Do you know how Damascus is, like, the good stuff is so expensive? I couldn't believe, like, a 4x6 piece is like $600.
Well, people were griping about, for example, the QSP Rhino being $370 or whatever it was, but it had a Damascus backspacer, a Damascus pivot collar, and a Damascus clip. And that stuff is not cheap at all.
No, it's not. So it kind of makes sense.
And then you get this guy. Sorry no Damascus.
Right,
No,
exactly.
you can't. That's what I said. It's so hard to please everybody. Oh yeah, I could do a little smash keyboard shield on my knives. Yeah, that's a great idea. Smart Alex. Everybody loved Ben. Friday night, my son Trevor came down here and just did some videos on his own without even asking me, and I ended up posting them. Everybody went crazy over those videos. Oh, but by the way, guys, this morning, overnight, I got another warning from YouTube for endangering a minor. And of course, my reply was the same as before. He's still 18. He has not regressed. He's still 18. Thank you. 5 minutes later, your video has been reinstated. Your warning has been taken away. And I'm like, would you quit? Stop it. That's twice now they've done that. I wish I had a Damascus keyboard to type knife suggestions to Ben.
Can you imagine a mechanical keyboard with all Damascus keys with like gold inlays? For
Yes.
all the letters.
$2,000 keyboard in case he drops something on
Probably
a
be
break.
like a $15,000
Yeah,
keyboard.
probably.
Like solid Damascus keys.
It has to be used in the right place.
I'm not big on it.
show.
I'm not big on Damascus. I'm not big on the Damasteels and stuff. Like I just don't have it in my personal collection.
Ben, keep talking. I'm muting for a second.
Yeah. If the market wanted it, I'm not opposed to using it. And so here, while you guys are throwing suggestions at me,
all right, I'm back.
Tell me, aside from the belt satin finish, what other blade finishes do you like? Do you like stonewashed? Do you like hand rubbed? What else is there, Casey? Am I missing something?
I would love to see a hand rub finish on one of your knives.
So
That would be awesome.
I'm
not sure what I would think about a stonewash on a slip joint.
Let's do this real quick.
Yeah.
Everyone in the audience, pick what here. I'm trying to think how to do this. There's three, let's say out of the three finishes on a Jack Wolf, what would you like to see? Hand rub, belt satin, or stonewash?
Hand rub, belt satin. And for those of you that don't know, this is the belt satin.
Yeah, everything so far.
Okay. Hand rub goes horizontally across the blade.
Looks more. I mean, hand rub is a more costly finish.
Yeah, and that's what you get from almost every finch, is you get that hand rub. And that's what that is right there. So if you don't know, like any silver blade, I'm no help. Everybody loves a good hand rub finish. Rubbed, stonewash. Interesting. You know, I'm not giving any rubs. Stonewash. Hand rubbing goes a really long way. Really, Brian? Brian's in the firehouse tonight. He has to be.
A lot of it's pretty well varied. We've had a good chunk of stonewash, a good chunk of hand rub, and we've had, it seems like less belt satin, but everybody's
going crazy with the rub though.
I know.
You crazy people.
Like low-hanging fruit.
I do want to real quick, Ben. I know this is kind of going. Let's see. I'm a user. I'm a stonewash fan, but belt satin is good. Yeah, I love stonewash these days, but I just don't know what I'd think about it on a slip joint. I don't know. I'd have to see it. Murdered out. Okay, real quick, I want to do something because I know somebody's in the chat, Ben. I told you I was going to do this. I want to thank our friend Tori in the chat. You guys know I said, and I've been doing shorts on them, Tori sent like a dozen knives, most of which are going to be given away. Some he wants me to keep, and I'm definitely on board with that. But he sent a bunch of knives, and I just want to say thank you, Tori. Huge, my friend. So Ben Lefty says option D, it's already perfect.
Yeah.
So
Lefty loves the belt satin.
Yeah, I like the belt satin on this. I really do. But I would love to see a hand rub. I think it would look kind of cool on a model to do a hand rub, but that's just me.
Well, and then again, it's like if I got 5 variants, they don't all have to be the same.
Correct.
You know?
So
but the more variation I ask them to do, the more chance there is to screw something up.
Right.
So it's like, man.
So I also had somebody ask me, Tori sent along this Kaiser Escort, and you guys know my video was up today of the Kaiser, O-Knife Rubato 2 and the Kaiser Drop Bear. And then somebody asked, I think it was Mike Reese, What do I think? Kaiser Drop Bear or Escort? Tori sent this Escort. The Escort is more me. This is a bigger, thicker, taller knife. I love this drop point blade shape. So, and it's a Dirk Pinkerton for Pete's sake, and I love his designs. So I personally would say Escort over Drop Bear for me. The action might be slightly better in the Drop Bear, but this is a fantastic knife, the Escort. Thank you, Tori. Again, everybody in the chat, please thank Tori. Some people have already done it for all the kindness. Huge, huge deal. I wanted to make sure I took a minute, Ben, and thanked him for sending all these. Pretty unbelievable, to be honest. Crazy stuff.
You're the man, Tori. Thank you.
Ben, here's a question for you. Have you ever thought about doing a second sale with some that may have cosmetic flaws?
I get them from time to time. I've just sold them to people I know personally at a discount. I haven't advertised them. Anybody wants to check in with me from time to time, interested in a second, depending on the nature of it, I usually do them 10 to 20% off. There's just only a handful on occasion. Because, you know, even though I hand inspect all these things, they come out really good from the factory.
Yeah. So you're not getting that many is what you're
No,
trying
I don't have like dozens of them to sell by any means. Like if there's any, it's usually less than 5.
So I have a question for you, and this is more of a traditional slip joint question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the vast majorities of your knives have at least a flute on the bolsters. Now, of course, the Cyborg does not. What is the significance in a pattern of a single flute, a double flute, a triple flute? Why do you choose to do one or none or whatever? You know, I don't know what the significance is of that historically or whatever.
I think as far as I've ever heard, it's simply an aesthetic embellishment.
Okay.
Serves any functional purpose.
No, I'm sure it doesn't. I just was
additional
curious.
Operation, it adds to the cost, you know, if you think about it. So when I started designing these, you've got the top bolster that has the screw in it. Now, a lot of times flutes are not so thin. Like a lot of times they're, you know, more of like a half pipe in there, you know, and like they're bigger from top to bottom and deeper. But when I drew them on there that way, I thought it looked too crowded because of the screw.
Gotcha.
And so I started looking at all my customs, and it was the Ryu Kawamura knives where he has that like 1 millimeter single flute that's offset by 1 millimeter from the edge of the bolster. And I was like, man, that just looks so freaking clear.
Right.
You know? And so I just kind of went with that. And I started to draw it in. I was like, that looks right. Like that looks good. You don't have to have the flute, but just to me, it's like, it's just an extra touch. It's like a little bit more detail that doesn't overdo it.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then as far as the triple flute, so when I drew the Midnight Jack and I put a single flute on it, I was like, it's the ratios off here, the proportions with just one flute. And so I said, okay, I'm going to space these things and I'm going to put 3 of them on there. And they're actually spaced a 0.5 millimeter apart. Like it's not
right.
It's not 1 millimeter in between them all. Like it's 1 millimeter from the first flute to the edge. So I kind of agonized on that. But then on the Cyborg, because I put the angle in the bolster, I was like, that's kind of like my opportunity now that I can do no flute because I've put this other detail in it and I don't want to overdo this. I don't want to oversell this. So
got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then
I just was curious if there's some significant reason, but I wasn't sure. So
now a lot of times you'll hear guys call the type of flutes I have on these lined. They'll call it a lined bolster, not a fluted bolster. And they'll call the flute is the larger trough. But I think it's the term flute, first of all, it's not wrong. And second of all, I think it's a term that more people would understand, even if you don't know anything about slip joints, if you see someone say that's fluted, I think people know what that means.
Gotcha. All right, let's see. Are there any other questions in the chat that I've missed? Trying to make sure there's still a patented fluted jimping. No, we're not going to do that. You guys are crazy. Hey, Budget Blade Review. Good to see you. Thank you for doing so. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button, please do so. I appreciate that. Helps the channel. Okay, so you know what we haven't said, Ben, or what I haven't said, not you necessarily. What I haven't said is that, guys, this knife, the low drag jack, which, shoot, what'd I do? I took it off the table, apparently. I was going to show the artwork, but I don't know where I put it. I got to find it. Seriously? Okay, anyway, I'll find it. There is the low drag jack. Now, these are going on sale this Friday, the 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And guys, just you're going to want to get your favorite dealer. There's a dealer list on Ben's website. Check that out and be ready to pick one up.
Yeah, and now that there's 3 new dealers, Brian, Travis, and Jeremiah, aka Blue Creek. Sorry, man, I need dinner. Blue Creek PDK and Knife Joker. Typically, historically, the newer dealers don't sell out as fast as the ones that have been around longer. So I'd start my hunting there.
Yep.
There you go.
So the answer in mine, again, I don't ever know if it's in every knife, but the answer, Jeremy, is mine came with a blue cloth.
Yeah, every low drag has a dark blue.
Okay, so there you go. Every one is going to have a blue one.
Yep.
Oh, holy moly, Brian. Well, I can't. Why do you do this? Okay, so Brian from Blue Creek just gave 10 Knives Fast memberships. I can't read. I cannot put it up on the screen that he did that because for some reason our friends at whatever this is called, StreamYard, don't want me to. But let's see. Todd Carr was gifted a membership. Dang Ross, JR Miz, The Knife Inquisitor, Sharp Guy ATX, Kyle Coonley, Lord Needham, Moose Duty, EDC, and Lace and Budget Blade Review. Brian, you are the freaking man, brother. Thank you for doing that. For those of you who are new members because of Brian, if you haven't had channel swag as a member, please shoot me an email, knivesfast@gmail.com, and I will gladly send you a little note and some stickers from the channel. And here's your sticker, guys. This is awesome. I love this sticker. Obviously, Ben's got some Miami Vice inspiration going on here. Really cool. And of course, Sean Tiffany nailed the artwork again. Very cool.
So you just got a super chat.
Thank you very much, Mike. Yeah, appreciate you, brother. Knife Inquisitor. I appreciate. I appreciate what you're saying, man. The scales, again, I'm trying to keep them really inexpensive, and I hope everybody that wants those scales can grab them for sure. So glad and yeah, thanks, Brian, for what you did, man. That was awesome.
Tim asked which scales will go the fastest, in my opinion. He's asking if it's the 80s. That's where my money is. My money
80s or Miami, one of the two. But
I think the 80s is going to go first, and it's going to go fast. Right. So if that's the one you have your heart set on, like, be ready, pull the trigger on that one for sure.
And again, my stupid camera's not doing it justice, guys. But I got to oil this up too before I do my review in the next day or so here. And man, it is just great, just beautiful. And my wife was like, I'm just going to keep that one. And I'm like, no, you're not.
That's funny. You know, I hear that on a somewhat regular basis from guys.
Yep.
Is when their wives see the knives, they're like, ooh, what is that? Or, hey, I want to keep that one. So,
yeah. So Brian says Miami all day. So, yeah, I think Miami definitely Will be that. Now, I want to say this again. Grumpy, thanks for putting that up. But don't forget, guys, use my link. It will help the channel, but you're not going to get 10% off the Jack Wolfs. There are brands that you can't get 10%. Finch is one. Jack Wolf is one. And it's okay. I'm just letting you know so you don't expect that, okay?
Yeah, well, we could talk about the
reason. Yeah, go for it if you want to.
I want to understand. So, I sell exclusively through the dealers. And, the dealers, when you have coupons and sales, it creates an unfair, or it's not unfair, but an unlevel playing ground amongst the group. And so the way to keep things at a level competition so that the dealers are competing on merit and not on rock bottom pricing is to keep pricing the same across the board. Now, one thing I did for you guys as well is I also, in addition to not allowing discounts or coupons, I also prohibited raising the price. So dealers, like if a dealer knows, oh, Miami's going to be hot, I'm going to hold back 2 of them. And then in 6 months, I'm going to put them up for, 150 over retail. Like that's not cool. And so, that was sort of a concession to them and a concession to you guys was like, let's just keep it. The customer can pay the same price anywhere they go. Shop at the dealer who earned your business through his customer service or his relationship with you. I do let them offer free shipping because that's a common practice in the industry.
Yep.
You can sizzle a knife at any dealer that offers sizzle.
Yep.
You can do PayPal payments at any dealer that accepts PayPal. So that's not an issue. The issue is just, protecting the brand, protecting the dealer's margins, protecting you guys, the consumer, from not getting ripped off because you overpaid here. And, it's just like, boom.
Brian's dropping the gauntlet tonight, man.
You're the total pricks. You know what? Every group has dickheads. I like to think everyone in I'll tell you what, guys, everyone in my dealer network, you can trust to buy a knife from.
Yeah, I totally agree.
If I get a bad vibe from any of them, I won't do business with them anymore. But everybody's been great. These guys pay on time so that I can run my business effectively. They get good customer service. If they have questions, they come and ask. But we got a really good community, man. I know sometimes it might feel like it's, it's not perfect, but we got a really good community.
Yep, I agree.
On the consumer side, but on the dealer side too. So,
yep. Very cool. Very cool.
Sizzle in the creek with Brian.
Sizzle at the creek, everyone. Brian will hook you up with some sizzle. Brian's the king of sizzle. He's the sizzle king. Wait, are they a dealer? Who are we talking about? Blue Creek, as of this round, Blue Creek is a Jack Wolf dealer. That is correct.
Brian's waited patiently. When I get inquiries from dealers, I can't add them right away because of the way production is scheduled. So Brian's been on the list for some time, and I'm excited to have him and a part of the team.
That's cool. All right. I am getting ready to start collecting names for the giveaway. So that's why I'm like distracted as usual. Ben, you've never seen me distracted, have you?
No, never. Yes, Arizona Custom. Is it Junior Miz? Is that how we say JRMZ?
JR Miz, yeah, just JR
Miz. So Arizona Custom Knives is a dealer. They are locked into the same pricing as everybody else. Now, if they buy Arizona Custom Knives, they're a consignment shop. So, like, let's say they buy, like I saw they bought a sharpshooter from someone out of their personal collection. They can price that however they want. That's a secondhand knife. I don't have any control over that. But anything that's new retail, they're going to be priced the same as everybody else. I don't believe they offer free shipping. Like, you could double check me on that. And usually they're not, they're one of the last ones to sell out. So typically guys who are looking for stuff that's already sold out at the more popular places, find them there.
Sweet. Yep. Ed Harrison, thank you for becoming a member, brother. If I haven't sent you, and by the way, this goes to everybody who was added as a member by Brian. If I have not sent you swag before, please send me an email. And I know somebody said in the chat, I have their address. Please do a fresh email that says I was added as a member or I became a member tonight. Send me an email with your address. I will add it to the magic book, but that doesn't mean I won't forget to do it because I've got a lot going on, a lot of balls in the air. There is your Daleka salute, Ed. Thank you. And guys, if you don't see, your hashtag for the giveaway tonight is hashtag low drag. And if you will put that in the chat, 1 entry per account, 1 entry per person, and US mailing address, and those are your rules. And Trevor says, hey, what's up, Trev? Olaf? Nice hair. You lost? Who'd you lose to?
Amherst.
You lost to Amherst?
We were up 19 at half.
Y'all are terrible.
We were up 19.
Did they put you in? Oh, well, you would have won if you got in. Sheesh. So I'll show you guys in a minute. I heard that, Trevor. That's pretty terrible. Up 19 at halftime and lost. That's pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. All right. So I'll tell you what I'm giving away in a minute. I haven't gotten that far. We're still talking here. We're having some fun. I don't think our friend Backpack B is joining us tonight, guys. He never responded to me, so I think he's just slammed. So it is what it is. So just to update you guys, Jack Wolf knives, low drag Jack in 5 variations, goes on sale at dealers all over the place, including Europe, including where's Latin America? Where is Mexico, right?
Yep.
But where does he ship to? Where does Professor
He ships to South America and Mexico.
Anywhere in South America. Okay,
Yeah, Spanish-speaking countries. Talk to Israel.
Yep. And so this guy, beautiful. This is the 80s camo carbon. And all of them, they're $299 for the camo carbon and fat carbon versions, and $275. Is that right, Ben? For the
$275, $300
for the black micarta version. Yep. So yeah, definitely check that out. Very, very much. Probably overseltzed and passed out. That might be true. That might be true. Yeah, that is a you want to talk about a guy that's always got the gas pedal on the floor? It's Backpack B, man. And I love that dude, man. You just got to remind him stuff like 75 times. What'd you say?
He's in overdrive.
Yeah, he's always in overdrive. That is very true. He's funny. Blue Creek does ship to Canada. That is correct.
Yeah, that's good because not every dealer does. So,
nope.
Yeah. And I've been meaning to talk to a Canadian dealer. In fact, I don't know. That was like really on the front of my burner, and I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about it on a previous stream. People were asking about that, and we got on the topic of Canadian Tire or whatever it was. Yeah, Canadian Tire, is that what it was? Yeah.
Well, by the time these guys pay import tax, like, it gets expensive. I can appreciate it, fellas.
Yep, pretty crazy. So yeah, that's awesome that Brian's doing that. And that like I said, there's Michael Morgan could be our Canadian dealer. There you go. Really cool, guys. Make sure to put low drag in the chat if you have not already, and we will do that. There are 89 folks in here, so I hope we have at least 89 thumbs up. If we don't, please hit it. Hit that thumbs up. We ship to Canada and a bunch. Wait a minute. What did it say? We ship to Canada and a bunch of other countries. Brian, will you mind telling us what the other countries are in case there happens to be somebody in here? What are your bunch of other countries? I don't know.
Well, you can probably ship anywhere it's legal to export the knife.
Right. Oh, my God. Look, I'm about to wrap up. I'm talking about
You're allowed to wrap up. I just wanted to say hi really quick.
No,
I got in real late.
Good.
So.
You're good.
What's up, guys?
I'm
overseltzed. I'm not underseltzed, bro. I'm wide awake. Good to go. How's it going?
We were worried about you, man. We were
in a while.
Everybody was worried about
Good to see you too, man. Yeah, sometimes I do pass out randomly, but not tonight.
Well, that's what you call your power naps, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just happy you came on and your mic's actually working. That's all.
Yeah. Me too.
Yep.
Yeah, good to go.
There's a lot.
Hi, guys.
Okay. Brian says if it's a country you want a knife in, try him and see if he ships it to you. Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
Brian will get it to you guys. So Brian's crazy. So if there's a way to get it to you, he's gonna. I mean, he probably has pigeons that deliver to like Sweden. I don't know. That's all
I would pay extra if that was actually like a way to get a knife.
Brian,
ship.
would you do that? Would you do that? Would you do like carrier pigeon to New Jersey for a backpack there?
I want owl delivery, dude. Like Harry Potter.
Owl delivery like Harry Potter. That would be great. Just don't get Weasley's owl. Anyway, there are 195 countries. Chances are Brian can ship to you.
If UPS goes there, then
yeah.
Dude, congrats on the sellout of the Devo stuff. That's awesome.
Oh my goodness, was that crazy or what?
Wild. I got in there. I was locked and loaded for that.
Yeah, so here's the mash here. You guys are gonna have to wait for a second run if you didn't get one because they gone.
They went so fast, and all of a sudden I see like
less than 7 minutes. So
yeah, I assumed it because the link was broken. I'm assuming they sold out. Yeah, it's great though.
Yeah, 16
I did tell Kev I thought it was going to sell out that fast because it's just like a perfect price point, and for that materials too.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't hear this, Kevin was like the last person to get a preview of his own
I did hear
that. So Brian, I know you didn't do that on purpose.
It's kind of funny.
For a fact you didn't do it on purpose, but I am glad that it happened that way because that guy was fit to be tied, man. But this is a fantastic knife. 14C and titanium for 135 or whatever it was. Fantastic. So be looking for another one. My pigeons are all jacked up on Mountain Dew, says Brian.
That's the way I like them.
Yeah, so Brand New American, if you like a dogleg jack, the Jack Wolf version of that is called the K9 Jack.
Yeah, sold out everywhere for a while now, but it'll be back.
Yep, it's been sold out for quite a while. The final numbers.
Collecting those knives. I just collect too many knives. I can't add another awesome group of knives to get all of them.
Okay, wait a minute, Brian. So you're telling me all of them were gone, both variants, in 90 seconds. That is insane. I need to get with Brian for my next knife after the microburst, and I'm going to let Brian be my marketing campaign because apparently he's amazing. Jeez. That is absolutely amazing.
So Knife Inquisitor asked about an Australian dealer. I will have an Australian dealer, I think, this year for sure.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
That's awesome. I didn't know.
I got my goals are to add Australia and Canada this year.
Ooh, that's good for. Yeah, I got a lot of Canadian buddies. That'd be good.
I mean, Canada's like overdue at this point.
Yeah, 100%.
I think the one I'm interested to talk to is Blades Canada. If anybody has is Blades Canada the same as Warriors and Wonders? I think.
Didn't one of them release a knife? Like, did Blades Canada release a knife? Like. So there was some Canadian company that just released.
I do not know the answer to that.
I gotta ask my boy.
Todd Carr's on here.
Hi, Todd.
He can tell us. And
Warriors and Wonders. So is anybody in the chat? I prefer not to cold call these guys. Like I like to get an introduction from someone who like knows the owner or who's in charge of purchasing and stuff. Like I will cold call, but I prefer to find out through someone trusted who to talk to. So if anybody in the chat has the hookup on that, I want to talk to someone at Warriors and Wonders, preferably.
Okay. So if anybody's got the hookup for Warriors and Wonders, please help my man out here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and introduce. I'm going to go ahead because we're coming up on 9:30 here. I want to go ahead and introduce what we're giving away. I'm going to put this. The low drag is your just hashtag low drag is how to enter. And then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more to Ben. But guys, I had a fantabulous donation come in this week from somebody in the chat. So we're going to do that this week. By the way, you get Butter Knives Fast number 80. What does that say? 87.
It's a good
You
number.
get, by the way, Brent, you almost missed this. You got crap. What did we say this was called?
That's the what's his name? Like the other
Yeah,
Other Venom.
the other Venom, right?
What's it called, y'all?
Ah, dude, I know it's like on the tip. It's like the hold on,
Crap. Anyway, it's that you get the Knives Fast swag, of course. You get a Peanuts Band-Aid. You get Big Red EDC, Lefty EDC.
Carnage.
That's
Boom.
it.
Yeah.
You get the Desert Storm trading cards from Blue Creek. You got Blue Creek stickers. You got all that stuff. I'm not going to go Smoky Mountain Knife Work stickers. You got all kinds of stuff in there. And then, because Brian's in the chat, we were donated a complete Knife Nerd box number 2 by Mike Curtis in the chat. So everybody thank Mike Curtis. So
thank you, Mike Curtis. Way to go, dude.
So it is a complete. You get the sheet. This was unopened till I just opened it. You get the swag pack, the Blue Creek swag pack, and I'll throw mine in there as well. You get these hoodie ties from Lancelot Leather.
Very cool.
Get a Zippo pin, which just fell out of the little plastic bag thing. So we're going to fix that. There it is, the Zippo pin. You get a Mora Companion. Okay. That one didn't want to come out, but it is the Mora Companion. And then last, 2 more things. Sorry. You get a Rosecraft, and I am not going to open this one because I happen to have one sitting right here. But you get a Rosecraft Mohawk.
Ooh, that's a cool name. I like a Mohawk.
Right here, Rosecraft Mohawk.
I technically have a Mohawk right now.
You have a Mohawk. Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
And a bottle of whatever this is, Flitz ceramic sealant.
Nice.
So that you get, if I can fit all this back in this box, you're going to get all of it. If I can't fit it back in the box, you'll get half of it. No, I'm kidding. You'll get it.
Is that a manual stamp that you put on the side of your boxes? Like, is that a stamp with ink that you do?
Brian is probably doing those manually.
That's definitely a manual stamp.
Yeah, I love that. I actually got a box.
That feels like a very Brian thing to do.
I think it's one of my buddies who I proxy for ordered a clip from you, so I got the box with the thing on the side.
Okay,
cool.
I got it all back in the box, so we're good. Including the Knives Fast swag just went in there. So everybody if you didn't already, please thank Mike Curtis. All right, you have exactly 1 minute. If you have not done hashtag low drag, please do it, and then we will draw in 1 minute. And we'll go for it. So, Ben, I appreciate you coming on.
Always.
It has been fun as usual.
Any walking impressions that I missed or what?
No, Brian's not been on tonight. I need to get Brian back on. Everybody loves when I have Brian on because he's a nut.
Yeah.
Britt, you should rock a mullet, says
this is what it technically. All right, I'm gonna show you. My hair's really messy under my hat, but it's technically what I'm going for, dude. Like a crazy mullet. Look
at that.
Inside.
You've been hanging out with baseball players too much.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a baseball deal.
Yeah, that's good. You definitely got that. Now you just need a stash.
I love it. Look at that, dude.
Yeah, Ben's got the same look
going on, dude.
I'm working on it. My blade color is going to be.
I've got mine going on.
A bag of chips.
Ben, I'm going to need some fireside chats about knives from you, dude. This is a great backdrop.
Thank you, my friend. I can't stay up and do your like late night owl chats, dude. I'm a early bird.
Either can I, man. I
need to see one of you guys brave enough to rock the bald look. That's all.
Hey, I used to actually. I used to shave my head like real, like 1 or 0.5.
Yep. I shave it clean, man.
Nah.
With like a
razor. Yeah, I used a razor. I used to use a thing called Head Blade, and then they ticked me off, so I don't buy them anymore.
I had to do
great company. I used them for years, and then they decided they weren't going to work with Gillette razors anymore. And so they made their own freaking blades, and their blades dull in like 3 times for me. And they were just as expensive as Gillette's. And I'm like, screw you. I wrote them a letter that basically said, please switch back. They wrote me back, we're not going to switch back. And I wrote, fine, you've had a nice customer for 10 years. Bye.
What a strongly
worded letter. I
I
just used Gillette Fusion on a stick on my head. So the bullet. That's funny. Yeah, I have the invisible mullet. That's exactly right.
Casey, was that head razor the one like that was kind of curved or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah, it sits on your finger like this, and it has wheels in the back
Ooh.
and the blades in the front, and you just like comb your head. It works fantastically. But when they stopped supporting, they didn't want to lose all their money to Gillette because they weren't getting, so they decided to make their own. Now there's still plenty of people buying them, but my experience with their blades, I have, even though I don't have a lot of hair, where I grow hair, it grows very wiry. And so on the side of my head and everything, it grows very wiry, and it just beats up blades. And Gillette is about the only thing that I can use more than like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the other brands and stuff that I've tried Harry's and what's the one, Dollar Shave Club and all that. Forget about it. They don't hold up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Did you just do it again? Oh my goodness.
No idea.
Brian just gave 10 more memberships, guys.
Oh, snap.
So there is a Daleka salute for Brian, and then we'll do the drawing once I read who. So we have G-Ball is a member. Yeah, exactly. B Shady, Craig Wilkes, Jason Bird, Urban Woodsman 87, Papa Rhino. Some of these folks have been members before. And Mike Reese says again, yeah, Nick Groffs, Grumpy Grunt, Pretty Fly for a Knife Guy, and Laura Gillespie. So if you've been a member before and you've already had swag, welcome back. If you have not ever had channel swag, please send me an email, knifefast@gmail.com, and I will gladly send you some channel swag. Thank you, Brian. Brian is DSKFS in it all over the place
Brian's
tonight.
a madman. Jeez.
Whew, somebody, if you guys want to do the math on what 10 memberships just cost Brian, yeah, it's not cheap. So thank you, Brian, for doing that. Everybody loves it, Brian.
What, 25 memberships so far today or something? What was the
He did 10 the first time and 10 the second time. So yeah, 20.
Cheers to you, B.
$5. Yeah, exactly. Sheesh.
Sheesh McGeesh.
I can now ship everything. So thank you. And I need to buy more stickers. So that's good. I was about to buy some the other day and I haven't done it yet. So, all right, let's do this drawing real quick.
I just got to ask Ben one question.
Yep, do it.
Dude, how have you been putting out like so many knives? Like you're on fire right now, bro. Like I feel like there's a new one every month, which is incredible.
There is a new one every month. That was the plan from the beginning. Was like, so for me finding an OEM, it wasn't just, hey, I need an OEM. It's like, here's the project, here's the plan.
Yeah.
We're doing a delivery every month. You have to stick on schedule or we're not going to work.
So you approached it from the beginning, like we're going to do this and I need to like you guys to keep up basically.
Correct. It's like we're delivering knives to the market on a monthly basis. And basically I committed to the first 6 projects up front.
Okay.
So that way there was not going to be a break in the flow. I need to get out far enough in front so that by the time I reordered, like they were still coming.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now I'm far enough out in front where as long as I reorder on time, they just keep coming.
So is your plan to do this forever? Like you're going to keep the whole once a month forever, or you're going to do it for like a year and take a break? Or
No, that's a great question. It's working. And until it doesn't work or there's some reason I need to change, then I'll change.
Yeah.
But I like monthly, guys, something to look forward to. And bills come monthly, right? So you want your cash to come monthly. So it makes sense from the business side of things, but it keeps me like super fucking busy.
I bet. And then
Brian,
question.
thank you again, brother. Wait, real quick. I just want to say Mrs. Freak Show put up, she's a channel member for 5 months, Bluminati 8 months, and Rusty 13 months. Thank you guys for your loyal support. There is all of your Daleka salute. Go ahead, Backpack. I'm sorry, man.
I think I've asked you this question before, but would you ever do like a modern folder? I know like your passion is the bringing like the traditional into the modern, but would you ever do something with like say bearings on it? Or anything like that?
My answer to that is I'm Jack Wolf Knives, not Jack Wolf Slip Joints.
Right.
So it's like that's the logical progression. Now, when I don't know yet. I don't know yet, but I certainly not going to tell you no.
Oh, I love to hear it. That's all I needed to
I'm
hear.
not gonna tell you no. And there's other types of knives too, right? There's backlocks, there's fixed blades. Like I love knives. It's just slip joints are where I want my bread to get buttered.
Yeah.
And that's what was missing in the market, man. Like there's no
I agree with you.
bearing knives.
For sure.
But once I establish myself as a brand and people want more from me, it starts to make sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool. Great. That's a great answer.
It is really cool. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do this drawing, and we could chat for a few more minutes before I go, but I just want to be true to what I said and draw it around 9:30 here. So 92 entries. All right.
There's 101 people in here as far as YouTube tells us.
Yeah, well, only 92 of them decided to enter, I guess.
So instead of Jack Wolf Valley, that would be awesome. A battle
Jack Wolf Valley,
so
yeah.
You can't import those.
Yeah, you can't.
No, you cannot import those from China. You can't import butterfly knives. You can't import.
What about in pieces?
Blades. Like you can import the pieces, but now you got a bigger project on your hands.
Yeah. I remember that Sanford was messing with one. So like, I bet he's doing it by pieces. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh wait, there's 95 now. All right, I'm gonna give it 10 seconds, and then I'm hitting draw. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 96 entries. Here we go.
Badass.
Good luck, guys. Good luck.
Here we go. Let's see who our winner is. I see a lot of names. And our winner is Jay Richard. All right, man.
Congrats. What up, Doom?
Very awesome. Jay Richard, you still in here, buddy?
What up, JJ?
What you need to do is send me an email, brother, with your name, your full name, and your address. And I will get this package out as soon as possible. Right now, I have a screw in my tire on my truck, so it might not be tomorrow. But we will get it out ASAP. If it'll fit in the mailbox, I can get it out tomorrow. Yeah, it'll fit in the mailbox. So yeah, there you go. Jay Richard, you in here, brother? Congratulations, my friend. I need you to definitely send me an email, knivesfast@gmail.com. And there we go. Keith put, let's see. Yep. Keith put the address up, knivesfast@gmail.com. Haven't seen Jay Richard, but hopefully he's still in here. And he knows that he's got to send me an email. Because if he doesn't, I'll give it away. Okay. All right, good. Nice. All right, Jay Richard, send me an email, brother. Congrats very, very much. knivesfast@gmail.com. All right.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Thank you for your.
Is Richard Kastner in here still? Richard, if you're still in here, you won my giveaway in the Facebook group, but I didn't get a message from you. Maybe you didn't see me tag you. And I saw you earlier in here today, but I forgot to say something. So
let me see. I can tell.
Just send me a PM, dude. Send me a PM on Facebook. I want to get these Ranger.
Hey, Google, cancel. Sorry, guys.
What are you doing to your Google?
It's like butting in as you're talking.
Yeah, he's still in here. Richard's still here.
Awesome. Steve Burton and Bradford Anderson.
Richard Kasner, are you here? If you are, please send a message to Ben, please.
Paging Richard Kastner.
Well, the chat says he's here.
Yeah, all right. Someone will tell.
You saying the same dude won both of those?
No. Jay Richard and Richard Kastner. Two different dudes.
I was going to show you my Ranger eyes, but I'm going to put those Ranger eyes up for sale soon. I've got
You got them to show?
Yeah, they're out in the hallway,
okay.
In my bag by the garage. So I'll go grab them in a sec.
Get up.
Oh, people like his phone's probably like bing, ding, bing. So I'm going to do that Ranger eye drop. Here's what's cool. I sent Ranger eyes to the German dealers and to the UK dealer. So now people across the pond don't have to pay the shipping to get them from me to them, and they can buy right from their dealers.
Very cool.
And then I have some to sell to our USA customers, but not as many as I thought I was going to have because the Europeans bought more of them than I thought they would. So.
Okay. I see how it is. Yeah, the little Ranger eyes are cool. This is the Blue Creek ones that he just did.
Oh, cool.
Brian, I'm going to need one of those, man.
Yeah, so these are really cool,
Dude,
man.
I gotta make some of those. Those are just like dope. And everybody,
I
Yeah.
love them. I'm kind of hooked on them, man.
Up, Brian?
It's just another way to be creative, you know, and you don't have to spend a ton of money to do a batch.
Yeah,
You gotta
that's
really
good.
like them, so they're just kind of fun.
Yeah. I
There's
gotta get
Richard.
down with
Richard says I am. So Richard, you need to get in touch with Ben. You won his giveaway on his Facebook group.
that. Tori, what's up? Yo, Tori, I got your package today, dude.
I'll be right back. I'll go grab the.
Okay.
Lots of knives to put lefty clips on. I'm pumped about it. But dude, this knife is sick. I've never had one of these, so thank you, Brady. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
940.
Yeah,
Very
dude,
cool.
I've never hit. I don't think I've handled.
I have a
940 before.
945. I need a 940.
Oh, this thing's sick, dude. I'm a
That's
fan.
more my size, man.
I do have an
but-
Osborne design that I was given to by my groomsmen like when I got married, but it wasn't this one. It was like the Emissary, it's called, which is an auto that I de-autoed. But good to see you, Tori. And thanks for all the notes in there too, and thanks
Yeah,
for
I
all the
need to-
swag in there too, buddy.
I need
lots
to
of
do
cool
some.
stuff.
That's one thing I haven't done yet is patches. I need to do some patches at some point.
Oh, dude, I got you, man. Let's design something new for your patches.
Ooh,
Ooh, those are sick.
Those are sick. I love the colors too. That'll go right along with that Miami camo carbon.
Yep. And so we got the insert, and then in the back there's a logo sticker, a Jack Wolf knife sticker,
Oh, of course.
and then they're barcoded out.
I like that little package you have it in. How do you does it come that way? Did you get this from
Dude,
like
that's all me, man. You know, I
Yeah.
like to go the extra step on my
Yeah.
presentation. So I had to source.
Love that.
I sourced the Mylar baggies.
That's
I
what
sourced
that's
the
called?
Sticker.
I have one of those Mylar baggies from I think
Yeah, I
it was-
mean, you can get like. So here's how I set this up. I'll share the
this is from
sauce.
Brian Brown.
So you get the Mylar baggies. You get them from
Yeah.
Amazon. You
Okay.
buy them 1,000 at a time or whatever. You can buy them in packs of 100. But I buy
Yep.
stuff 1,000 at a time to try to drive prices down on unit cost.
Right.
But that's because I'm planning on making 1,000 of these. Not everybody's going to do that.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
You know, over time. And then the card, I can't remember what vendor I got the card from, but you go to like a print shop, and then you got to pay an artist to lay out your art. So there's like all the little logos in the background.
Yeah.
There's like Ranger Eyes and the website. So, but you do that kind of stuff, B. You can do that.
Yeah.
too. And then there's two little Velcro dots that we stuck on there. So you buy like a roll of the Velcro dots.
That's cool.
Oh, that's really
then
okay.
And then what we did is on the card,
You,
I had
you
them
couldn't just do this halfway. That is so cool, man.
That is next level, dude. You like laid it out and
when guys
everything.
mail these to you, dude, they're just usually loose in a Mylar bag. And I'm like, we could
Yeah.
do better, you know?
That's cool. I like that a lot.
And then what I had my guy do on the card is I had him put the circles on the card so that it's easy to like line up where to put the Velcro dots.
That's
Yeah.
Give a point of reference.
Very
And,
smart.
yeah. And then I sized. Here's a little trick. Figure out which bag you want. And then when you get your card, it can't be the full size of the bag because you have to kind of like, you know, clamshell it open and then stuff the card in. So you need some black on each side.
Yeah, I need to buy a. One of my next things I want to do is buy a sheet of black Velcro that sticks, like
Nice.
a whole sheet right here, and do patches on there.
That's
Because
cool.
I keep a little stash of patches over here. I just haven't ever had anywhere to display them. So
You know, I'm doing them. Obviously, you can get these pouches. This is what all the cool kids are doing. They're doing
Cool
the pouch.
kids. Yeah, I'm
I'm in the pouch game. Let me get my pouch. Hold on.
Get all pouched out. But for ones that I don't put on the pouch, Casey, they're in my safe door.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
Yeah.
I'm not very cool, in case you haven't noticed that, Ben. I'm like the anti-cool. So
What I'm not
It's
in
so
is
not
the cool.
It is cool.
I do have a cool pouch. I've got one of those
I'm
garage
so
built gear
cool.
ones, but I
So
don't have enough of
uncool, I'm
the.
coming up on the cool side.
Are they all called Ranger Eyes? Like,
Just
Well,
smaller.
technically, you know, someone in the military is going to have to school us here. But a Ranger Eye came from the military, and they were like 1 inch by 1 inch. And
yeah.
I think they were like unit designation, or you could see them in like night vision or whatever, so you
Okay.
know who was like on your team.
That's
I'm no
cool.
expert on that. So, but I think anybody just calls these relatively small Velcro pouches Ranger Eyes. At this
Yeah,
point.
I mean, I could definitely see just the tornado.
Yeah,
The
Tasty
Valley
tornado
one.
was perfect.
The
Yeah.
tornado would be perfect in one of
And
those.
do it
Definitely.
glow in the dark.
Oh,
Yeah, glow in
that
the
would be
dark is
cool. That would be cool. We
I
got to
don't
do
even know what
something.
I have in my pouch right now.
Yeah, you've already got this the raw file in this backpack, so we can come up with something.
Yeah,
And B,
that is true.
I can share the source with you on who can make them for you.
Okay,
Ooh,
cool.
that'd be awesome.
Just
Very
send me
cool,
the
Jay
message.
Richard. Thank you for doing that, man. Again, it may or may not get out tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get it out tomorrow. If it doesn't, it'll get out Wednesday for sure. Just I literally have a doctor's appointment in the morning, and I don't even know how I'm gonna get there because my
Health
truck's
comes
gonna be getting
first. Do your
tires
thing.
and yeah, so yeah, man, ever since I was sick 2 weeks ago, I have had everything, and now on top of it, suddenly I'm broken out in this crazy like allergic rash everywhere,
snap.
and I don't know what it is. So
I shouldn't be laughing. Sorry.
yeah, you shouldn't, man. It's like all over my arms, my chest,
Oh
Could
no.
have happened to a nicer
all
guy.
over. Look at that, just red spots everywhere. It's crazy. So going to the doctor tomorrow to figure out. I think it's a reaction to the antibiotic they had me on.
Yeah,
Pretty sure that's what it is.
that seems possible.
Pretty sure. So no, it's not, Brian. Jeez, dude. Who got you wound up tonight, man?
It's got that hurt.
It's not shingles, Mark. I've had shingles. This is not shingles. I have had shingles, and I would not be doing this live stream right now if it was shingles. Trust me. Yeah, that'd be a great idea. A Tempest knife stuck in a keyboard, Brent. They're all there. We go.
Dude, your
Okay.
son did a perfect impression of you.
Oh my gosh, was it? Did you see the second one where he did like a 3-minute review of the microburst?
No, I'll have to look.
Oh my
I didn't
gosh,
see
what a
that.
freaking nut! He's a nut.
Troy just schooled us. He said the range eyes were on the back of helmets. If you could see the guy in front of you clearly in the dark, you were too close. If you couldn't see the eyes, you were too far away.
Okay,
Ah.
very cool. That's okay. You people are all hilarious. Not really. So yeah. So backpack had a microburst. What do you think of it, man?
I didn't want to send it away, dude. It was tough.
It's good to hear.
It's the knife I'm most excited for, and I think it's your best design yet.
Thanks, man.
And I'm not just saying.
And I have some ideas of well, first, okay, I need to be
you
clear
need to
when I
do
say
the
this kind of
titanium
stuff.
run. You need to
Yeah,
do it. Titanium.
I might, but first
Dude,
this
like,
one
you
has to
need
fun.
to,
This
bro.
one has to fun.
It's gonna
first.
fun. It's gonna fun.
Okay.
This knife
When-
is.
If it's fun
terrific.
and I get it, then we will definitely talk about. I'm talking to a prominent dealer in the community about maybe doing a
Exclusive or something.
exclusive with a whatever titanium.
Dude, that's a great idea.
So so here's where we're at. People have asked me several times now, what are the changes? Okay. It's really simple. I had like 10 changes in mind, and it's gotten whittled down to I think 4. Number 1, there will be a way to mount the clip on both sides. So there will be slots and a screw over here on this side. The way Kubi did this is the same way they did it on the Mash. The screw is completely flat, and you'll get a flat screw over here and 2 slots, and you will have that. The second one is, I don't think they used 5mm 1/16 bearings on this. It will have 5mm 1/16 bearings so that you can put skiffs on it if you'd like. Number three is I'm putting a small chamfer on the lock bar, just a really small indent, basically a chamfer on the edge of the lock bar, because some people said on the pinion it bothers their sensitive, girly fingers. No, I didn't mean it.
You said it, bro.
I did. I said it. And then I'm going to increase the lock bar access very slightly. It will be basically the same lock bar access that you have on the pinion. So it'll be, you can see there just a little bit more lock bar cut out on the show side scale. You see that? Can you tell the difference? Let's get the, you'll be able to tell on this one better.
I mean, the pinion had great lock bar access.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
there's just, it's a little less on this one, but it's a smaller knife. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more. That's all we're going to do. Okay? So
All
those
right,
are your 4
okay.
changes. I am not moving the thumb studs. I've decided against it.
Dude, do not move the thumb studs.
Reviewers have convinced me. So
Don't listen to Kev.
my thing, it wasn't just Kevin. Okay, when it first got here, I thought the detent was a little stiff, but I got to tell you, if if I either tell them to move the studs or I tell them to lighten the detent, I think it's going to go too far.
Yeah, and then there's going to be like too much.
You
of a
don't
change,
have
you
to
can
be able to
ruin
middle
something
finger.
good.
Yeah, you don't have to be able to middle finger flick every knife.
Dude, you can easily middle finger flick it.
I understand, but some people are going to say it's tough. But so I'm not moving the thumb
up your
studs
middle finger
because
flicking game if you can't do it.
Well, here's the thing: I'm passionate that a 2.5-inch knife can't have thumb studs in the cutting path. I don't want to do that.
I like that.
It's already got a small blade. I don't want to move the thumb studs forward where they're in the cutting path.
Let me tell you why else I like that. Then I could cut holes next to it, right next to it, like kind of like this one I was thinking about doing. And there's a stud there, and you could just add a hole next to it, so you could do the whole combo, and that's my jam right there. So.
Yeah, and anyway, there's ideas for a second run of the microburst, but let's get the first one funded first. Shh.
Okay.
There's ideas, I said, but let's get the first one funded first. I
have zero doubts.
So, and Grumpy, you have a microburst coming your way very soon. I don't remember who's sending it to you, but you're next. So you're getting it from Levon, who's got it right now. Levon at the Knife Nuts podcast will be sending it to you very soon. He only keeps knives for a couple of days, so should be headed your way soon.
You got it already?
Yeah, he texted earlier. Holy crap, dude! This thing is fantastic.
Oh,
was
good.
what I got. So he's excited.
Him.
So I'm very happy. And by the way, tomorrow, Metal Complex's unboxing drops of the microburst. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he has to say. The pre-order is the 21st at 1 p.m. So this Friday gets you a Jack Wolf. The next Saturday, the 21st, get you in on the microburst. And again, really need you guys to help me with the pre-order to be able to fund it and do the project. So
yeah,
don't wait, because if you wait, we might all be waiting. So
let's not wait.
Maybe Richard, but again, I got to keep moving down the road, and then we'll see what else comes.
And you are doing a coated blade version, right?
Yeah. So there's the stonewash and the coated are the two blade versions. So you'll get this gorgeous stonewash. By the way,
you and Kev are taking up like full shelves in my collection right now.
Gee whiz. Yeah, and there's a 2-pack, by the way, Brent, for $10 off.
Oh.
So there will be a 2-pack. If you want both of them, you can get
set
both
a trap
of them
for me, dude. That's a Brent
for
trap.
$10 off.
Yeah.
I'm tapped out for the next 3 months. Uh-oh. Well, I hope you're the only one that's tapped out. Don't anybody else write that in the chat, please. Very cool, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, the 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern. And until then, I will probably be panicking.
Dude, you got this.
I will say it's gotten way more reaction on social media than the Pinion ever has. So I'm hoping that means it's going to go well.
I love the Pinion, dude. I'm telling you, the microburst is something special. Like it, I couldn't get it out of my pocket. Yeah,
Ben, and this is the lesson, by the way, that I've started to learn. I got to listen to people, because I would have never made this knife if it wasn't for people out there crying for smaller knives. So
that size is really popular.
Well, and the reason I like it is adding the choil makes it still fine for bigger hands.
Right.
You can see I've got plenty of room on this knife. And it's still got plenty of blade.
Love it.
And by the way, if I didn't say, the Lynch Northwest wire clips fit perfectly.
I got to put an order in of those soon, because
I need to get a black one, because this looks dumb. But...
Nah, that looks cool, man. I dig that little gray, black, grayish.
Yeah.
Little scheme going on.
Yeah, Jeff, we've seen the shorter knife thing making a lot of sense, because realistically, a lot of us carry them a lot more than we use them.
Yeah,
understood.
Oh, that's so true for me.
Yeah, so sometimes you carry a giant ass knife. It's like,
right.
This thing's
this guy carries really nice. I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
And I also listened to Brent and put a titanium.
Dude, I could not be happier.
And I listened to Plenipote, my friend, and put a lanyard post back there for you lanyard folks.
I just love the contrast.
And this knife even has jimping. So this is the Casey listen to everybody knife. What this is.
Heard your opinion. That's what you
Yes.
should have called it.
Oh,
Here's what you want to do. You want to. This is what I tell people. It's like listen to what people say, consider their suggestions, and then implement what you feel is best for
Right.
the design and still
Yep.
within your design language.
correct.
You know, like you can't do what everybody tells you just to do it. And likely it's bullheaded not to listen to what people are asking you for, you know?
Well, I would say, Ben, you've got it right. I mean, I compromised. Kevin keeps talking about jimping way up here, but I like the swedge. The swedge to me, the shape of your finger choil and the swedge kind of go together geometrically. I would hate if I brought the swedge out to here so I could bring jimping way out to here and I only had a little swedge. I would hate it. It would not be in my design language anymore. So this is a compromise. You get jimping, you just don't get jimping for days. You know,
Jimping for days, dude. You're hanging out with I love it.
kids. I got kids hanging out upstairs
Yeah.
all over the place,
You're
man.
down
So,
with the lingo.
yeah. Thanks, Mark Mole. I appreciate it. But if you liked, I think Brent's right. If you liked the pinion, which is in my opinion a very good knife, the microburst is better. Because it checks a lot more boxes for a lot of people. And you know what I've seen a lot in reviews, Ben. This is one of the ones that kind of hurts right here, but I'm okay with it. I've seen probably 10 or 15 different people say the aesthetic of the pinion didn't appeal to me, but this one is fantastic aesthetically. And you know, I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that.
The opinion's sick, dude. Like design wise.
I do too, but if it didn't
and
appeal to
unique,
somebody, then I'm okay with that, you know?
Yeah.
That's how you learn. And quite obviously, my first design didn't appeal to much of anybody. But
that's not true. There's just a part that was polarized.
Well, I know.
That's it.
Yeah. So it's gonna be back someday. It's just gonna be a little different.
Yeah, dude.
But
you should mash it with the pinion a little bit or something.
You know what we should do? I should collab with Ben. We should do a Mach 51 slip joint.
Ooh. Do it.
Come on, Ben. Come on, Ben.
You don't need to collab with me to do that. You've got a manufacturer. They'll make you one.
Shoot. I don't know if my manufacturer makes slip joints. I've never seen him make one.
Ask him for
I'm pretty sure I've never seen Kubi make a
joint. That's a good
I don't think Kubi's ever made a slip joint. If anybody's aware of Kubi making a slip joint.
You can talk to QSP. They're making a mean-ass slip joint now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are. That thing looks sick, too.
They got their shit dialed in.
Yeah, this jig titanium hedgehog is unbelievably good.
Is that a QSP right there? That hedgehog?
Yeah. So if you look at that slip joint versus like roll back a couple years to some
the worker,
I had the worker. Yeah,
night and day now.
Yeah,
really interesting.
Now, and QSP, obviously, Brent, if you didn't know, QSP also made the Ohio River Jack. So, yep. So the Ohio River Jack was made by QSP.
They got their action right. They got their flat and flush spring right. Like they're awesome. They got it.
Bro, I gotta make the step into slip joints. I just stay away from slip joints at all costs.
I
gotta do it.
I don't blame you because you know it's gonna happen. That's the thing. It's like
I do know it's gonna
happen. Trying a new drug that everybody really likes. You're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, then all of a sudden it's gonna be like filling up my tables and stuff.
The time will come and we'll be here for you.
Yeah,
we'll be here for you.
Yeah,
there's a comparison. If you guys
with Kev, I've gotten to handle most of them, and like they're all awesome.
So there's one flaw. There's one flaw with this knife, in my opinion, and I just don't care for the finish because it totally fingerprints up like crazy.
Yeah. It almost looks like a mirrored finish when you hold it up.
It's satin, but it's so muted, Ben. That's the one thing maybe you want to consider about a hand rub. It's such a muted satin. You can see the grind lines, but they've been like polished over.
Yeah.
And so it just ends up, like you said, mirror. And you just fingerprint the snot out of it. I mean, it's
But you know what? I bet you QSP can get that right too.
Yeah, I bet they can.
You know?
I mean, just the what's the word? The balance of this knife is fantastic. And
Yeah.
I kind of love a turn down handle like
Yeah,
this.
of course. It fits in the palm real
Yeah,
nice.
it's just oh man.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's the
And I
corn
can't wait
cob
for the
jigging that's really making that thing work
Oh.
for me. And that's all Austin, man.
Yep.
That's him. I had to call him up when I saw that. I was like, bro, grand slam right out the park.
Yeah, that thing is sick.
Yep.
Yeah, of all the jigging patterns he's done, this corn cob is probably my favorite. This is
I didn't know there was
Agreed.
different jigging patterns.
Oh, there's
dude, that's
many different
yeah.
jigging
Like
patterns.
if you want to start geeking out on traditional knives, look at all the different jig bone patterns they've
Like
done.
look at see how this one's different, Brent?
Yeah.
Totally different.
That's the Finch one, right?
No, this is
No?
the Ohio River Jack.
Okay. Yeah.
Also an Austin, but
right.
but just a different pattern. He schooled us on the live one night about how many different patterns there are.
There's a ton, and there's just I don't know. I'm starting to think there's a lot of ground to be covered with milled titanium and patterns.
I love that.
Would love to see a Jack Wolf like that someday. Not to spoil anything if you're already working on it, but I would love to.
I'll just you can use your imagination.
Mum's the word. No, you've not.
Fun.
Ben doesn't tell me anything, guys. I don't know when you guys see what the knife is. I've already seen a shipping notification, and then I see what the knife is. So I got no inside information. No,
I have way too much fun
Zero.
surprising everyone at this point. I get a lot of joy out of that, and I think it really makes everything that much more exciting for people.
Of course,
I think
yeah.
you're right.
Opening
I
up
think
something
I-
not knowing what it is, that's great.
Yeah, just this. We're in this to have fun. That's really why we're doing it, right? For emotional satisfaction. So anything I can do to make it more entertaining, even if it is maybe a little painful, like, oh, what's next? Tell me. It's like, no, I won't ruin the movie for you.
Right,
That guy.
right. And by the way, if you're just a fidgeter, you're gonna love the microburst as well. If you can't tell, I
Yes.
sit over here the whole freaking live stream, just doing this over and over again because I love this thing. And
Right.
not just because it's my knife. You guys know I did a comparison recently between a lot. I have had people calling this a budget alternative to the F5.5. The blade is obviously different. Everything is different. It's a thumb stud rather than a hole. But if you can't afford an F5.5,
Yeah.
sure, this is
I'd
an option
say,
for you.
well,
for
I was
sure.
comparing them, and they're very similar in
Yep,
size.
that
and,
was you. That's who it
yeah.
was. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember who said it, but it was you. And
Yeah.
and I did a comparison with the microburst and the Towser S.
Towser
And I
S,
would
that's-
say
yeah,
the
that's another one
Towser
too,
S
yeah.
is also in that ballpark. Yeah.
At one point, I lined up like around 5-6 knives. It's a hot size right now. Which
There
is
you
good.
go.
What is that size? Is it like a 4-inch handle?
This is a 7-inch knife. Yeah. So 4-inch handle,
Yeah, like
3-inch blade, but in this
3-inch
case,
blade. Yeah.
but in this case, 2.5 because you've got the finger
But
choil.
4-3 from bolster to or
Correct.
top of scale to tip.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
Yep.
that's a winner. That's a small Sabenza, right? It was like a 4-3.
Right. Correct. And the only see Ben, what I did here was what I'm comfortable with. Okay. So what I do, you just mentioned is Sabenza. A Sabenza is not very tall.
No,
and
it's,
so
it's
in
pretty
my
narrow at
in
the
my
bolster.
long fingers, it feels a bit small for me. So what I did was I just stretched it 1/4 to 1/2 an inch. And so now you get a thicker grip.
Right.
And that's why it feels better to me. So, but everybody's got their own what they like. And again, obviously, I went thinner on the microburst. I mean, excuse me, on the pinion, but this is an 8-inch knife, so now my hands get spread out across it better. But yeah, I just taller feels better in my hands. That's all.
Right.
Yep. But I'm
Yeah.
weird. What can I say? All right, enough talking about my own knives. So one more reminder, and then we're going to wrap it up here. By the way, Brent, when are you live next?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. So in other words,
Basically
Thursday morning.
Yeah, Thursday morning. Everybody gets confused when I write that down, and there'll be people that show up like a day early.
Yeah,
I feel bad about it. So
Yep.
I'm trying to make it 11:55, so it makes sense. Wednesday night, 11:55. Going into Thursday morning. you know.
Very cool.
And then
So
I like
Friday, guys.
sleeping in.
Then Friday, Jack Wolf. You've got the low drag jack on Friday, 5 versions available at dealers, 2 p.m. Eastern. My suggestion is that you come on Weekend Review Live right here Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll chat you through getting you all hyped up for the Jack Wolf, and then we'll do what we always do, Ben, which is my buddy Tim B kind of goes around and surfs and tells us when they're live on all the different dealers and when stuff disappears. So we stay on here for a little bit and talk through it and see who got one and who didn't. So hopefully this time it'll be all the people that got one.
Hopefully it's easier for you guys to get them. The production run is bigger now.
Nice.
The only way I can add more dealers is to up the numbers. So adding more dealers and upping the numbers means more knives for you guys. Get the one you want. And yeah.
Very cool.
NS90V, don't forget that, of course. Very excited. And by the way, if I didn't say it enough, so thin, guys. Just Ben, have you done a calculation yet? The
one I measured was 10,000.
10,000.
Nice.
Very, very excellent. And just so well done. Just loving it very much. So yeah, Tim says it's a good time. Tim keeps us all up to date on deals and who's got what, and I love it. And
does anybody have any fat carbon versions of any of the Jack Wolf knives anywhere in stock right now?
So there are, I can tell you.
He's been doing updates on them, so he would know.
Give me 1 sec. I got a spreadsheet. I'm a spreadsheet guy. Can't live
without. I'm about done.
That's what I've been
calling my name.
That's what I've been Googling right now. If you see me looking to the left, I was like looking around, seeing if there's any of the fat carbon ones.
I don't know. You want to give me like $5,000? I can sell you one of my fat carbon ones.
This data is a couple days old, and I did announce it on Instagram, so we'll see if they're all still there. Yeah. You should be able to find Mars Valley Venom Jacks at Freight and Lock. That's all that's left for carbon fiber Venom. Venom sold really well. Freight and Lock's kind of like a low-key place to pick up stuff. They're not as popular yet as some of the other dealers. Like, they're well known in the Spider Coast circle, but I think outside of that, not as much.
When I searched Jack Wolf, I didn't find anything on Freight and Lock.
Just search the word Venom.
That's what I'm doing right now. Nope. Couldn't find what you're looking for.
Hold on a second. Dude, if they're gone, they'll be crazy. Because they still have micartas. Something's not right. You got to go Freight and Lock and then go to the shop link up at the top. Shop
maybe
online.
That's it.
Yeah, you got to go to their shop.
Okay, that might be it.
Yep. I haven't even found their site on Google yet. Am I spelling it right?
FRADON. Oh yeah, they're here. So he's got He's got camo carbon Damascus. Sorry.
Are you sure? Those weren't in stock last time I saw.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna share my screen here.
Yeah, share your screen.
I'm trying, Ben. Be patient with the guy that doesn't know what the crap he's doing.
Dude, how do you spell Freight and Lock again?
It's FRADON, Freydon.
Oh, Freyd. Okay, FR. I'm a bad speller. I'm an artist.
So look right here, Ben.
Out of stock, bro. Look down.
Why does it say that?
This item is currently out of stock.
Oh, my gosh. All right. So, so just the Mars Valley then.
Click it. It'll say how many she has.
I got it. 3.
Yeah, she's got 3 still.
My fault.
There's that. And then Cyborg... there is at Cutlery Shop. There's Toxic Storm, which I can't believe those are still sitting there. That's just type in Venom on his search.
You didn't say Venom. You said Cyborg.
Sorry, Cyborg. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah. Look at that. So if you like the Cyborg,
that's probably my favorite one. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And then that's it for carbon fiber. That's all that's left.
That's it. So 3.
There was a pink Cyborg at White Mountain, but I think someone bought it.
Very cool. I'm not a big green fan. I don't know what it is about me. I've never been a huge fan of green,
I
but
think it's definitely not the most popular color, but man, that knife in person is really, really, really impressive looking. I don't know, like it's green and yellow, but it goes good with the dark titanium.
Mm.
It
I
just
said
works.
when I see that, it reminds me of some of my lures, the bass lures that look like frogs, Ben. It does.
Yeah,
It looks like a
White Mountain had a pink one, but it's gone. So
is gone. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna need to wrap up because I feel like I'm crashing. So,
Chug a selt. I mean,
right,
go ahead.
I'm gonna go to bed, man. What are you talking about? I'm old and tired, man. Yeah, the only ZT I saw them release pictures of today was the $400 fixed blade. That is correct. I was all excited because I heard people say ZT was releasing 4 or 5 knives today.
Some Kershaws. What do you guys think
Yeah,
of those
there were some
Kershaws?
USA made Kershaws, so you got to dig
Those were
that.
USA made.
But no ZTs except that fixed blade. So little disappointed there. I was excited for some new ZT models.
But
And
dude, if Kershaw does something cool, dude. This Kershaw, the Highball XL,
yeah, I
it's
got one
such
of
a
those.
good knife, dude. It's
Yeah,
so
you got
good.
the M390 one though, right?
I'm like
You
been
got
on.
the D2 one.
I'm about to get the other one. That one is like so sick.
It is sick.
And I carry this other one all the time, and it's so smooth, and it's like what it just tells me what Kershaw is capable of.
Yep.
So it pisses me off at the same time.
Oh,
I'm like,
I understand.
why isn't there more of this? Like,
isn't Kershaw and ZTL made by Kai?
Yeah, Kai.
Yeah.
Yep. Correct. All right, fellas. Ben, thanks for coming on, man. And I think
good to see you, Ben.
we had
Keep
a
it
good
up,
time,
man.
and we got some really good information, so that's good.
My pleasure.
And Brent, I'm relieved that you're alive and not laying in a puddle of seltz on the floor.
Nope, I'm laying in a pile of knives, just having fun
A
picking.
pile of knives. Okay.
Yeah, you know.
And hopefully your family's doing good and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we saw Ben's dog earlier, so that's good. So thanks to everybody. And again, I'll get the stuff out to all the pile of channel members from tonight as soon as possible, and I will get out the winnings to Jay Richard as soon as possible as well. So thanks everybody. Really appreciate everyone for hanging out. Give me a thumbs up if you haven't. Give me a comment when it posts. Thanks for watching the Knives Fast channel.
See you guys. Have a good one.
See you, everybody.